welcome to a super duper special episode of the Venture Maidens. As you can probably tell, things are a little bit different around here on the overlay because we are not playing standard boring old D&D today. We are playing Dark Matter, which is an awesome campaign setting that basically takes the rules of D&D 5th edition and launches them into space. What's super great about this game is that all the rules for D&D 5th edition still apply to this, so you don't have to learn a new system. So we are still playing D&D, but it's got a ton of cool additional classes and options and skills and spells, and so we are really excited to show you a little bit about Dark Matter today and why you might be interested in picking up the game. A lot of this is because right now, Dark Matter, there's a Kickstarter going on. So if you haven't heard the word, Dark Matter, the system, has already existed for a little bit, but now on Kickstarter they are launching a starter set for Dark Matter. So it's everything you need to get started playing the game quickly. So that includes a new adventure, some awesome cards, the need to know rules folded into a super duper awesome starter kit. So we will have timers going through this stream, letting you know how you can get to the Kickstarter and back this awesome project today. But hey, everybody, that's what we're doing here. And in case you're new, welcome. This is the Venture Maidens channel. Typically, you can find us here on Wednesdays playing through our D&D 5th edition campaign, which is in a homebrew setting. But yeah, this is a super special one-shot, and we are joined by a special guest today. Hey, Matt.
Hi.
Hey, why don't you tell the people who you are, since you're a new face here on Venture Maidens. What you do in the world of creating.
My name is Matt, more commonly known online as Kintaro TPC. I run a actual play podcast, which used to be D&D 5e and is moving to, I believe, we're going to Shadow of the Demon Lord. That is a dark and philosophical homebrew game that delves into the ideas of life after death and personhood in a very interesting way through gameplay specifically. Yeah. And now I'm here.
Very cool. We're stoked to have you. I guess
I'm super excited.
Yeah, and so that's who we are. That's what we're doing here. So this is going to be a super duper special 3-hour game. We'll probably take a short break in the middle here, but stick around with us, and you're going to get some super neat action for Dark Matter here. So if you've been curious about space, this will hopefully sell you on it if I do good. Hi, everybody. My name is Celeste Konowich, and I am going to be your dungeon master today. So let's go around and finishing off with Matt. Say who you are and who you're going to be playing in this game today.
We'll just do the
normal order with Matt at the end.
Okay. Brittany's not here, so that's me. Hi, I'm Katie. I am going to be playing Helio today. He's an Avia Ra Sun Above cleric. So he is there today to be a missionary and is just kind of paying the ship's captain to stow along and find a new primitive society to convert to the only religion.
The only good religion out there. All right, sweet. And then next up.
That's me. I'm Nassim, and I'm playing an amoeboid, which every time I say it and read it, I want to say amuse-bouche, but it's not the same.
Amoeboid or amoeboid? Amoeboid? I've been reading it like that.
Isn't it an E?
Yeah.
No, amoeboid. I think you're right.
I'm sorry, Mage Hand Press. We've already messed up.
Amoeboid. I think it's amoeboid.
Amoeboid. I think it's amoeboid. Like an amoeba.
Like an amoeba,
okay.
Which is spelled AMOEB.
Cool.
Yes.
Let's go with that. And oh shoot, I just closed my PDF. Great. And we are a Gadgeteer. We're real funky and tinkery, and we have a little iPad that hosts our AI. Our AI's name is, where did I write it down? Jet. Our AI's name is Jet, and when she's kind of like our relationship is like she's an older sibling. I say she only because they have a feminine voice. And when they do project themselves out of my little iPad tablet thing, they are in the shape of just like a golden ring of light, like a halo.
Oh, that's so nice.
I love it.
Yeah, Gadgeteer is the new class that's introduced in this book. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of what you do? So it sounds like you make stuff?
Oh yeah, I there's a lot of different like proficiencies within the class. Like you can choose to be a nano gadgeteer, where you that's actually what my specialty is. I have a bunch of nanobots at my disposal with nano points to use and expend to do a lot of different cool things.
Extremely cool.
Yeah, and you can have gadgets. As you level up, you get more gadgets. It's kind of like how as a monk in main campaign you have key points to spend and do cool things. You have these nano points to do cool things with your gadgets or with your nanobots and stuff like that. So I personally have 5 gadgets and I can't wait to show them off.
Yes! And sorry, Mo was they them pronouns?
They them.
Okay. Mo is they them. Sweet. And next up, who do we have?
Oh, to be your ship's captain this evening. My name's
Jesus.
Jimmy Doolin.
Oh, sweet God. This is fine.
That's right. I am your space dwarf captain. I am a war mage, specifically I want to say the College of Lancers.
Whoa.
So I do wield blasters, and my arcane focus is a blaster.
Oh,
and
boy.
And so my background being a technomancer, my specialty, you might have guessed, is blasters, and I'm here to gamble money. gamble away money, shoot things, and cause a general ruckus.
Oh, ruckus. Good. And Matt, who are you playing today?
I am Matt, and today I'll be playing Gadgeteer, a Rothian ranger, who in this specific case has taken the Deadeye Sniper subclass. For those who are brand new to this material, a Rothian is something of a mix between an Illithid or Mind Flayer and a Xenomorph in the movie Aliens. Now imagine something like that, a bipedal creature with a head that looks like a kite, with no visible eyes, no visible nose, and just this huge maw filled with razor sharp teeth. Their purpose and their whole deal in the cosmos is that they drift endlessly through space, waiting to happen upon things that are in their way, that happen to have life forms that they can harvest and bring back to their ship and convert all of their biomass into what they know as the Primarch, because they're like essentially the overlords of their whole society. Me, I'm a taker, and my purpose when I was built was to go out and be deployed and take people, just grab them from villages and other spaceships and bring them back for processing. However, I was made imperfect, and I was made with a feeling that was not supposed to exist in a Rothian, which is guilt.
Oh boy.
When I went out to take, I felt guilt at what I was about to do to a small child, and as I looked into its small, insignificant eyes, I thought, this is wrong. And instead of taking it back to my ship, I took it away from the rest of the Rothians, marking myself as a traitor and to be hunted by other Rothians when they see me.
Oof.
Away from my ship and my people, I will live for, at best, 10 years. So I'm going to make the most of them.
Oh, boy. And this is the motley crew we have assembled. So let's get started off with some questions, I think, about your crew and how you function. So, Sage, tell us a little bit about Jimmy is the captain of this vessel that you all are currently traveling on. You want to tell us a little bit about this ship?
So this ship, it is a real hunk of bolts. It is it is built like an orcish shit brick house.
Good.
It is called the Dreadnought, and that is DREAD space NAUGHT because puns.
Because good.
And you dread not my entrance into a port.
Help.
This is okay. I'm fine.
And so yes, and so it is a very large ship. It was won in a game of cards that Jimmy magically pulled out of his ass.
Literally.
Via cantrip.
Good. Oh yeah, ass card. That's a new cantrip in this game. Welcome to Dark Matter.
Oh my god, I would take it every time.
You know what? Back the Kickstarter and find out. All right, so you're a hunk of junk. You won in a card game. And Jimmy, what do you spend your time doing with this ship? You've acquired quite a collection of folks. So we'll go around and talk about, I think, individually how you all came to be on Jimmy's ship. But what is a standard, like, how do you pay for fuel on this, the Dreadnought, if you will? What do you spend your time doing, Jimmy?
So definitely take a variety of jobs, like one being a dwarf and maintaining connection to my dwarven heritage and my people. Dwarves are known in Dark Matter for being particularly mining. So instead of mining under a mountain, they mine asteroids for adamantium and, you know, all these minerals that you need to make ships and everything. So definitely do it. We've got a mining laser on our dwarven sledge ship. So, you know, blast them up, you know, get ready to extract some minerals. A lot of transporting cargo of both jobs above and below below deck, so to speak. And and definitely doing a lot of odd jobs with no questions asked for a faction known as the Cabal.
The Cabal. They are super neat. A neat faction that's all about administration and paperwork, specifically to the end of garnering souls. You know, they've done away with all those nasty, devilish contracts where people appear in brimstone and stuff, and they've really civilized the whole process. So that's the Cabal, but we'll hear about them a little bit later, because you also do have some of these, you know, crew holds there. You have a cargo hold, and I think sometimes you take on people, you take on materials, you know, if they happen to be on the way. So speaking of, Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing on the Dreadnought?
Yeah, so I met Jimmy in kind of a podunk planet, if you will, just trying to get the basic people of the world to see my way, because more you know, put together planets, they aren't really willing to change their entire pantheon. So that's
just so
where
unfortunate.
I know. My job harder. So that's where Helio comes in. He's kind of a bright and shiny faced missionary. He looks like a big, opulent white peacock man with just beautiful robes that just glint with gold. And he basically shows up. He's got basically a credit card for the money that he needs in order to get him to where he needs to go to do the work to get more people to join the Sun Above religion. So he is very not happy with the exact arrangement that happened, but it was getting kind of old at that current planet, and he was ready to move on after he'd gotten a good chunk of people. So he's paid a bunch of money to be on the ship to get the heck off of this planet, and has like put up, you know, drapery to make kind of a little section of this vessel more to his liking. But yeah, he's just basically keeps riding along with them until he finds the proper setting in which he thinks that his teachings would be grasped by the many. Until then, He does naked sun salutes in his portion of the ship every morning.
Whoa.
And really spruces up the place.
Just really sick. And then Matt, why don't you tell us, what is Zek doing on board this this vessel?
So Zek one day found himself in a whole heap of trouble. There was a whole heck of a lot of shooting going on, and when the dust cleared, it came to a point where him and Jimmy were left looking at each other, and essentially what ended up going on was Zek looked to Jimmy and was all like, "Not shooting there." And the feeling was pretty obviously mutual. So through a little bit of just welcoming Zek aboard because of his enormous skill as a very dangerous person, Zek has become a little bit of a freeloader to be deployed as a weapon when needed. The majority of his time, though, he spends just sort of lounging around any open space in the ship because he doesn't really need to do anything. He doesn't really eat, drink, or really sleep much. What he does spend all of his time doing is, you'll often see him, he's got his comm set up, and you see like the equalizer always going. He's always listening to some music that he's found in an old archive. And lately he's been spending a lot of time with his data book, reading up some what he thinks is history, even though it's pretty obvious it's not. And he'll insist that it's history even when people try to explain that it's not. You can see on the back of the data book that he's reading right now, it's some sort of novel depicting a elven woman sort of like leaning up against this vect figure on top of an asteroid, and this novel is called Romance on the Stone.
Whoa.
It is exactly
beautiful,
like a grocery store romance novel.
Oh, so good. Made to be a killer, and here we are. Yes. Which brings us to our final crew member. So Nassim, what is Mo doing here on this vessel?
Nothing really productive other than I provide the service of mending broken things here and there. I was found in the ship when Jimmy acquired it for the first time. It was a hunk of junk, as they said. And so we were scavenging parts after our home base got demolished because our mentor blew himself up in an experiment. So we were scavenging for a new place to construct and build our own lab. And we struck a deal that I would help them, maybe gift them with some cheating tools in their day-to-day lives to get some, goods, fun, entertainment, weapons, whatever. Cause a little mischief, all that stuff, all the good things, and cause as much damage where I can, but not serious damage, just like to entertain myself. I'm 200 years old, but I'm very much a child at heart. So I'm just trying to find ways to entertain myself because everything's already been done, and now I just want to know what I can do to shake things up.
Yeah, to push that envelope.
Let's push some buttons.
Yay!
That's my MO.
Have you explained that you are an ooze person yet? Do you want to talk a little bit about what amoeboids are, just for the folks at home? I think this is important for the visual of your character. Visually,
my person is very humanoid in like size and general shape, but we are like an ooze-like creature where we kind of radiate my person looks like they have a very cool bluish turquoise glow right at the center of their chest, but as it expands to the rest of their body, it turns purple and then red at the very outer edges. And we can actually change shape with any creature that I touch. I can basically mimic their shape. I don't change color. I don't look exactly like them. Something's always a little bit off. You can tell that I'm not that exact race or class, but I can look like them and mimic them. So, and because we live so long, people kind of, we start entering people's lores and legends and stories. So it's another great opportunity for a little mischievous fellow to insert themselves in someone else's legend and be like, oh yeah, that was me, that angel from your prophecy.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I just kind of pretended I had wings for a second.
Yeah, that was our UFO. My bad. Like.
Yeah, yeah. So I can imitate any stationary object or living creature, and if I do pretend to be another creature, I can also gain their abilities for the brief time that I am in their shape.
That is exceptionally cool. I am so excited to see what all of these characters do and handle the adventure. I'm sort of scared as like a usual DM. I'm like, yeah, I know what you can do. And this time I'm like, there are so many awesome spells and items. I have no idea what's going to happen. So let's do it. Today is the day. You are here on the Dreadnought. I think you're probably between jobs at this point. Maybe you just drop something off, you just made a recent run, but honestly, gas is getting kind of low, and it's been a few days drifting through space. Your engines have sort of been on the fritz lately, so it's you don't want to push them too hard. You're sort of in that tough kind of spot, but I think these tough spots have become standard for all of you on board the Dreadnought. It certainly seems like you're kind of living paycheck to paycheck here, mission to mission, heading along your general course. But Jimmy has a way of finding lots of stops and detours for you all to take. So it's another standard day. Let's call it around, like, it would be like 4 p.m. So all of you, I mean, you spend a lot of time in space, but there's like a general time clock that you all are kind of prescribed to. So it's, before you all congregate maybe for mealtime, what would you all be doing in this moment on just an average day? Where do we find you on the ship? What does the camera see?
Definitely after, Jimmy leaves it on autopilot and it's just using its impulse engine to just kind of putter around, haphazardly around space. Jimmy is definitely sitting on a couch towards the back of the ship, and the ship is fitted with a game station. So it's basically a data pad that's been made to store a number of wonderful games. And I
arcade.
imagine
I love it. On the Dreadnought. Yes.
Yep.
Good.
And so he is just he's playing like a leveler, and he just can't make this fucking jump, and he's so upset about it. And you see the camera comes in, and you just at the back of his head, and you just see him hucking this controller across the room, and he's like, "Oh fuck, Mo! I can't get past this fucking jump. Where are you squishy bastard?"
You have to press the triggers together at the same time, Jimmy.
I'm doing it!
I guess I'll oil up the triggers again for you with your sticky fingers, always dirtying everything I always fix for you. And then I scurry over to the controller, I lift it up, and I wipe it down, clean it, take a button out, clean the inside, stuff the button back in. I'm like, here, do it again.
And he takes it, he's annoyed, he's got his hands all scrunched up next to his face, he's grumbling. And you see the little character goes dee, 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 right off the ledge.
Oh
he's
my
I give up.
So you all are playing some games. What's Helio up to at this moment?
Helio, I think, is eating Space Puff cereal in their downtime garb, the lax kimono robe.
Oh my God. The 2 lax kimono robe.
Yeah. But still with the big, bling wrapper sun pendant around their neck, because you always gotta accessorize.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
But yeah, he's just sitting there going through a few documents and just looking over at all this happening, and just being it's in the wrist, Jimmy. You just it's in the wrist. Maybe a little bit more, just don't be so brutal with it,
That's all I know. And he stands up and he goes over across the room, and he barely has to crouch down because he's 4 feet tall, and he picks up the controller and it just plops back down again and shoves popcorn in his face, so his hands are all greasy again.
Oh, let's use
Jimmy.
A spacer lingo word here from the appendix. I bet you have a cooler full of Crash, which is a popular brand of canned fizzy drink. So much so it has become the ubiquitous title for all space drinks. So yeah, So crash. Nice. So sticky.
ACO.
Yes.
You gotta crack open a crash and get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. And then where do we find Zek in this scene of chaos that's sort of happening in the common area on board the
So
ship?
Zek is kind of like near Helio, and he's got the data book, and he's like been talking about the plot for a while now, even though Helio may or may not still be listening. And he's just like, the all of these folk tales they all start to sound a little bit like the same. Like these plots have all been written by the same person. Like they're not just. Is history a thing that repeats itself? I mean, I think I already understand what the lesson in this one's going to be. I think it's going to be that Aaron is not really necessary to this plot. I think Lisa, the only person Lisa needs to convince how to love it and how to love her, is that she needs to learn how to love herself. But I will say, true to the back here, according to the people that have talked about this volume,
Helio, are you just letting this continue on?
Yeah, Helio's just like got his cereal and he's just like making the oh honey face at him.
It is in fact saucier than a flying saucer, according to this person.
On the back cover, that's like a quote on the back.
Yeah.
Zach, I think maybe at some point you can learn from other histories, because there's more than just Lisa and her friend there. I happen to have a little book here, and he basically takes out like a pocket Bible.
Okay.
And he's like, whenever you're done, it's a great read, Just talks about that big sun above. Pats him on the shoulder.
He'll take the book and be like, I don't see any reviews on the back. I don't think that's a good indicator of quality.
I think the most important reviewer is you.
This is awfully thick, too.
I believe in you, son.
Well, all right. And he starts flipping through it.
Matt, as a quick note, could you check the Zoom chat?
Yeah.
So I think all of this is happening. It's your pretty average afternoon when Jimmy, you get an incoming message. So I think let's decide how do you wear your comm device? Is it like a phone that you have on your person? Is it like a watch? Is it an alert from the ship that this communication is coming in for you?
So I think there's definitely like where the pilot sits, there's definitely one sort of like central like communications where you receive like an incoming text transmission of it, and you can also like an option to see it on screen. But if he's away from his like little pilot seat, it comes in on his watch that he wears. So it's like basically like an Apple Watch, and so it gives a little, it starts chirping.
Sure. And you see that little chirp come up, and you can flash a look, and it looks there. You have an incoming video chat, and you recognize a logo on it. It's the Cabal logo that is coming up, flashing on your wristwatch.
And he takes like a quick glance around, and is like, "Oh shit!" And then he quickly excuses himself out of the common room and back towards the helm, and we'll press the button and bring it up on the main screen.
Sure. And as you do, you see a familiar face pops up in front of you. You see that video conferencing screen, and on the other end there's this gorgeous sort of like black ironwood desk set up in this just immaculate office space. And sitting in the chair right behind the desk is this woman you've talked to before. She is a tiefling with these long nails that have been painted bright red. And as the screen pulls up there, you can already see that she's anxiously tapping on the edge of the table, and these nails are just making this constant rattle against the desk as she waits for you to like get situated and your mic to turn on and all of those things. And you recognize her as Rasmodius Crimson. And she works for the Cabal, specifically in their client acquisitions wing. So she sits there in her very smart charcoal gray pantsuit and just sort of cocks her head and says, "Hello, Jimmy. It's been a while."
Oh, hey, Raz. How's it going? Yeah, I hope business has been good. What can I do you for? I'll take this as a business call.
Indeed. Well, it seems, Jimmy, that we've found another opportunity for you to clear a strike on your indentured checklist. Are you interested in hearing about this?
Oh, I am, Raz.
Indeed. Well, it seems that quite close to where you are, we are getting reports of a ship. It's a pretty nice ship, a maverick human ship. We have had some incoming transmissions, reports of them. They sent out a distress signal a few days ago, and it suddenly stopped. Some of our scouts in the area picked this up, got the tip, and, well, it seems just to be floating there in space. So we want you to go, get this ship, get someone to pilot it back, and take it to one of our satellite offices nearby. Do you think you can handle that, Jimmy?
Oh, of course. I'll get right on that. Just send me the coordinates and we'll mosey right on over.
They're already in your message bay, Jimmy. Well,
naturally.
It's been a pleasure, as always, doing business with you. And
he has.
Oh, yeah.
No, he just has this, like, big, fake, cheeky grin on his face.
And I probably don't need to remind you, but I would be remiss in my job if I didn't say, don't mess this one up, Jimmy.
We'll do our best. I'll let you know as soon as we have it in tow.
Good. We expect you in port within 3 days. And the call hangs up promptly.
He lets out this, like, big, heavy sigh, and, like, he finishes his can of crash, and he, like, crushes the can on his forehead.
He's such a bro! My God.
And he, like, chucks it off, just, like, indiscriminately off to the side. And is like, and he starts, storming back towards the common room. He was like, "All right, fuckers, we got a job. Get to your stations if you got one."
Mo scurries up to Jimmy. "Where are we going?"
We gotta go recover the ship, some maverick ship that we gotta get. I think it's broken down or something. Gotta go investigate it. Bring it back to Cabal Station.
Is it just floating in space, or are we docking somewhere?
Yeah, it's just floating in space. Here to the coordinates, and he'll show Mo.
Yeah, it looks like it's just floating, in the black, a few hours away from where you are. Sort of weird. It's not near anything. You all are pretty, like, out there in terms of, like, because you usually straddle the line between the frontier, which is, like, the very, very edge of the verse. So it's pretty scattered out here. It's mostly just, every once in a while you get an inhabited planet, but it's mostly the boons out here. So it's pretty weird that there's just a ship floating out there.
Did they say what kind of ship it is?
Yeah, so Maverick is actually the type of ship it is. And Maverick specifically are, let me pull up the stats on this. So you would know that a Maverick, it's a Corvette size ship. So you would know that that's about twice as big as the ship you have. So typically they can host around like 40 people. So up to 30 passengers and then like a crew of 10 to pilot one of these ships. Corvettes, Mavericks, they're nice ships. So Jimmy, you're probably not surprised. I mean, if there's just one floating out there for the taking, that can earn quite a profit for the Cabal, which is probably why they're interested in it. You know, it's equipped with a few cannons. It's mostly made for just a comfortable and highly maneuverable ride through the black. So that's what you would know, I think, casually, Mo and Jimmy, or anyone else who's familiar with spacecraft in general.
Yeah, Helio gets up. He puts his dish away and he's like, I'm paying to be here, but I will get dressed in case there's anybody aboard. You know, we have to have a face here.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, we'll probably have to board it. They said that it was a few days ago setting out a distress signal, but it's been shut off or something. So I don't know if the crew left it, but either way, we got to go investigate it. And I'm sure you'll have people to chuck your wares to, so to speak.
Excellent. And he gets this bright grin on his beaky face and he takes his robe and just like throws it off. So he's basically just wearing yoga pants and just like goes to his back section to start the ritual of getting dressed.
Oh my God.
So you get like a smash cut, now that we have something to do, a smash cut of Zek just like throwing on a shawl, getting the concussion rifle, like pulling levers on it, and then the last cut is him just like putting this giant oversized cowboy hat on and then tying the strings really tight.
Oh,
and he's just
God.
like, well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Precious angel. All right. So in terms of stations on the ship, Jimmy, do you usually pilot at this? Since sometimes you're alone, I would assume you probably have some basic piloting skills.
Yeah, he definitely has proficiency with the piloting skill. So he's definitely being the one who discovered it too, and who he pours a lot of his own personal magic into for the dark matter engines.
Yeah.
He's definitely very connected to the ship, and it's like very reticent to let other people pilot it. I think if Mo is a skilled pilot, he'll definitely let Mo do it, but like that's the only other individual.
Yeah, this is your lady. You're not naughty. What do you call? What is the nickname? You don't always say the dreadnought every time, right? You have a secret lovey nickname.
Oh, it's the naughty girl.
Naughty girl. Oh boy. Okay, so you drive the naughty girl out into the black, heading in these directions. So you plug in these coordinates here, and the ship lets you know, yeah, it's about 4.5 hours away from where you currently are. And then also looking, in terms of navigation, making this in 3 days to the next planet that has a satellite outpost is going to be a stretch. So you are certainly on a time limit, especially with your engines on the fritz right now. So you are under a time crunch. Absolutely. So is there anything you would like to do to maybe fiddle with the engines, gun it? I would love to give you all, maybe if you want to try a skill check. There are a couple new skills that have been introduced with dark matter for the folks at home. It uses all the standard skills that you would find in Dungeons and Dragons, and then in addition we have, it's piloting, which is a dexterity based one. We have data, which is intelligence based, and then we also have technology, which is intelligence based. So any of those.
I would happily make a technology check because with my AI, she gives me an extra bonus to certain intelligence-based checks because she basically boosts my intelligence by calculating things for me.
Whoa.
So it's like I have double proficiency in it, which makes my kind of base proficiency bonus either my modifier +8 or 10, depending on which one is higher, in addition to the roll. I believe that's how I understood it.
Yeah.
So, I can add 13 to my roll.
Whoa, that's awesome. Yeah. Does your AI talk to you?
Yeah, we definitely have full-on conversations.
Okay, sure. So her name was Jet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you activate Jet, and she's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, Jet. So we have to get to ship just stranded out in the middle of nowhere, and we are already kind of dragging our feet on the way over there. You want to take a look at this with me and see if we can do anything to fix up these engines?
I mean, I can do that, but that sounds kind of spooky, don't you think?
Oh, no. I mean, why?
I mean, a ship just floating out in space? You haven't heard... I mean, have you ever read the internet? That's like how all scary movies start. You know, there's a ship that's floating in space.
I mean, we're a ship floating in space.
Okay, I mean, I see your point. Nope, you know what? I see your point. Let's do this.
Well, I rolled a 1, so
whoa.
14.
I mean, a 14 is still good. It's, you know, that natural ones only count in combat, so it's okay. 14 is okay. So what exactly are you doing to the naughty girl to get her to move faster? God, I hate it. Sage, why did you do it? Yep.
Well, I guess if I can't identify specifically what is making her sputter and run a little...
you know that it's some kind of mechanical failure. Unfortunately, you're gonna need some new parts, and you need to like get it in a shop and clean some stuff out. So I think Mo is aware that that's the problem. It's just the extra problem is you don't really have the money to fix it or to get the parts you actually need to fix the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I can only do so much with scrap metal and, you know, maybe some glue, but I'll do what I can. So whatever is like rattling around in there is old. We just kind of MacGyver back together and stop the rattling. So at least our sailing is a little bit smoother and more efficient. Doesn't guzzle as much of our fuel. So we have a little bit more hope of getting there without running out.
Yeah, I imagine that you've already turned like the engine section. Engineering sort of looks like a Rube Goldberg machine where you've like tied things around in rubber bands and like you're like, all right.
Yeah.
So you go in there and tighten some things up. And you know, you think that you feel the ship moving a little bit more smoothly as you're advancing in this direction.
All right, good to go.
You're like, wow, we need to fix this ship. All right, so you begin to drift off. Any more preparations? Anything you would like to do specifically before we just jump to this ship?
No,
Ready to rock?
So. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Ready to get your space on? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you roll up onto this ship. And you can see it on the view screen, you know, long before you get within range of it. And it's just there. This Maverick ship, it's beautiful, quite honestly. I mean, fresh paint, shining parts. Looks like it's probably fresh out of the factory, quite honestly. And it's just there in space. It's not adrift, so you know that like gravity is still functioning on the ship. It's not just spinning wildly out of control. It is stationary, sort of like a vessel would be parked if you were in space. There don't appear to be any like lights on that you can see. But other than that, yeah, there it is, just holding fast at the coordinates that were given to you by Raz. Oh, I think you're muted. Oh, go.
Oh, no, yeah, I was looking up. I was like, oh, we have sensors. What can those sensors do? And I was like, nothing helpful right now.
Nothing helpful right now. Yeah, so you all are technically on what we are piloting around here is a dwarven vessel called a sledge, which gives you sort of an idea of the shape and look of this thing. It's a big honkin' tank of a spaceship. So yeah, you do have certain features on here. So yeah, if anything looks useful, definitely go for it.
And so as we start to pull up to the ship, you know, he'll send out a communication to this Maverick ship and just like as a general hail and be like, We're set here to come check out. We heard you had a distress signal and we're looking to give you some assistance and tow you back to a right port that we know so you all can get fixed up.
Yeah, and you send over the communication, and you can tell that the other ship received it. Their communications aren't off, but nobody responds.
Okay.
So the minutes kind of stretch on, and you're like, okay, and you can kind of close the communication down.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, after waiting for a few minutes and being left on red, we're like, all right, I think it's best we pile into a shuttle and go give a knock.
Yeah, if you would like to, I believe your ship is equipped with the boarding tube thing. I think it's the umbilicus.
The umbilicus? Yeah, that's
so
right.
if you do want to like drive your ship up to it, you could attach your umbilicus to the loading dock and actually it sort of looks like those things like right before you get on an airplane. It creates like a sealed tunnel that you can walk through on board. So that's an option, or you could use your one shuttle to get over. So
yeah, we'll definitely use the umbilicus.
Sure. Okay, so you maneuver your ship into place, and then launch this device, and you hear that like grinding sound as this thing like stretches out into space, and you do see it attaches to that loading dock door, but since there isn't anyone inside the ship, you don't think there's nobody responding, the door is still up, so somebody could walk over there and maybe look at the controls, or
Zek will probably be the first one to go over there because he's the most likely to just waltz straight into danger, which is exactly what he's doing at this point in time. He's actually got the concussion rifle on the strap, and he's like pretending to strum it like it's a guitar and just kind of like dancing down the tube.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And he gets up to the end, and he's just like ding ding to the rhythm of his song.
Yeah, and you hear it's just the echo on the other side as you bang against the thick metal of the ship. You do see that by the door jamb, and basically this thing is a big tube that kind of like, you heard that vacuum seal sound as it like went around the sides of the ship, so you can filter air and life support in here to make it comfortable. Contained like just by this door here, there is like a panel that kind of has a wiring box covering it and over it, but otherwise the door remains shut.
Does the Naughty Girl have towing capabilities, or we have to pilot this ship on its own?
Yeah, so unfortunately, since this ship is twice the size of yours, there's no way you could tow it back. You would have to get somebody on board to pilot the ship. And then, actually, if you wanted, you could tow your ship, probably. But, you would need, like, a tractor beam or something on board, which your ship, unfortunately, doesn't have. But a nice ship like this might have.
Yeah, because Mo really wants to just take their engine or take the good parts of it, see if it's still like good at all. Like, first things first, let's go to where they were getting off their distress signal and see if like it specifies what was causing the distress.
Sure. I think maybe, Raz probably would have sent you like the clip of the distress signal that they did pick up. So you can definitely, head back onto the ship and listen to it if you would like.
Yeah, I would like to.
Sure. So you go ahead and you play the clip. And automatically, I think you all kind of recoil as it's just this, like, screeching electronic sound that just, like, pours out of this thing. And you're even on, like, medium volume, but it sounds like static coming out of a TV that's just been blasted all the way up, and then that plays and just keeps on playing for about 20 seconds and then ends.
I think it's at this point that Helio has come out of his room with a clattering of beads and excessiveness, and he's just like, that is unholy. We're going down there.
Oh yeah, it'll be a great time. Don't worry.
I've had a great time, and that does not sound like a great time, Jimmy. Don't play with me. He just starts like peeking down like the tunnel at the door. Is there like any sort of like small window or anything to the inside of their ship, or?
So you're looking at it. You see that there are some portholes that you can spot from your ship, but again, there are clearly no lights on inside, and you can't really see into these portholes, which are of course filmed and protected, so solar bursts and radiation don't pour in through the windows. So everything's like extremely tinted from the outside.
Sure.
In addition to it also being dark, so it's just like, well, butts.
Have any of us seen anything like that electric? Like, heard of anything similar to that?
Yeah, I was
Does
gonna
that sound
ask,
like a
given
ship
it's an
malfunction, or-
electric noise, could I make like a tech check again to see if it sounds familiar to me?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a check.
I'm guidancing you. Oh, +1.
Oh, cool. Well, that's 23 then.
Okay. I mean, you have definitely heard sounds like this before. It sounds exactly like when technology is, between channels or like fails. It sounds absolutely like a video recording device, or like a phone that isn't working, or that general kind of static. It's very general. You've absolutely heard it before from various technologies. So it's weird. I mean, clearly something was interfering with the signal. You know that it is coded as a distress signal, so when the beacon went out, that is what it was. But whatever they were saying was clearly garbled.
Okay. Well, then I think I'd just like to head into the ship and take a look at their computers and see if that was causing the noise, or something else attacked their computers and it caused the noise. So I'm gonna make my way on board the
little stretchy walk. Umbilicus.
Yeah. The umbilicus.
Yes. So you can definitely move across the umbilicus. Zek, was there anything in addition you were doing, or did you just
No,
kind of stroll back?
Tried to just go up to the door, knock. Oh, it's not open, and he sort of knows the drill at this point. So you have to wait for the tech people to come by and get it open, and he's just kind of there jamming.
Yeah. All right. So Mo, you see Zek jamming by the door.
Hey, if you get this door open, I'll make sure I take point. And anything that comes out, I'll just shoot it before it get to you.
Sounds like a deal. And
he sets up a couple of feet away and like gets into a crouched like position, supporting the rifle on his arm, and waits.
I will get to there. If there's a control panel kind of thing to access the door, I'm gonna hack into that thing.
Yeah, so looking at this, this is very much like a manual kind of override switch. So like it's not really plugged into the main network. This is something like if somebody got stuck like in a life suit, outside of a ship, this would be a way that they could override it and open up the door. So it's sort of a safety control thing here. So this is more mechanical. So what kind of skill maybe would you like to use for that? I think engineering would probably apply. Or maybe sleight of hand, or it is sort of like a lockpick kind of check, because you're gonna have to pull some wires and figure out how this thing works.
We could do sleight of hand. I'm not seeing engineering.
Oh, sorry. I think I was thinking of technology, which is sort of like engineering instead of like data. Oh. Data is like hacking. Engineering is like technology. Okay, so yeah, you could use engineering to figure this out.
Technology.
Sorry. Yes, technology.
Cool. Great.
Yes.
With the handy dandy help of my AI jet, we got to 23.
Whoa. Yeah. So I think maybe you start off by like, can you squish around things? It's like if this was a locked box, could you just squish your like fingies in to like unlock the thing on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
That's spooky. Yeah, so you go ahead and you squish your fingies in, and so you manage to get the box open, no problem. And you are looking, it's just this like messy conglomeration of wires, and you're like, okay. So with this, you reconnect some things to different circuit boards, and there's a big spark, and then just like that, you hear the doom sound as the ship unseals, and this docking bay door comes down. And before you can tell you are in like the cargo kind of loading bay. So this area that could be, sealed off theoretically. But yeah, you're just looking inside. It seems completely dark. Just on first look.
It's just like, all right, I don't see anything immediately. Let me take a quick peek. You stay here. I'll shout if something's in there. And he just kind of slips on in and then slips around the corner. You can hear him like tapping his feet.
Yeah. What is like the dark vision status for all of these fun races here?
So Zek's got 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay. Of course you do.
Born of the black and the space.
You're a murder machine. Yes. How about everybody else? Yeah.
Jimmy's a dwarf, so he's got the standard 60 feet of dark vision.
Very cool. Mo?
No dark vision for me.
Okay. That's so weird. You don't have eyes.
I don't have eyes either, so who knows what's sensing anything.
Oh, weird. What about you, Helio? Oh, I think you're muted.
I got 60 feet because, the sun above lights the way.
Yeah, my whole path is illuminated. Okay, so Mo is the only one who can't see in the dark. But you do have this, like, little kind of light. So I'll say, like, just around you, maybe, like, 5 feet. You kind of, like, you're, like, holding a glow stick at all times. Like, that's the level of light you have. Okay, sweet. So, Zach, as you step, up this loading bay here, you take a quick look around, and you can see that this is probably one of the larger sections of the ship. You look around, like, at these familiar kind of pallet shapes. You notice, gravitational pallets where people can put things down and cargo can be lifted off and run by the ship's magic. It looks currently empty, so they aren't holding any kind of cargo. You don't see anyone around here. It's just this empty loading bay, and then you see the set of sealed doors that have, the couple airlock precautions that you would have with any part of the ship that could be sealed off or waiting there sort of in front of you. I will say you don't see any, like, of the familiar, like LED blinks of anything in here, so it seems like all the lights are definitely turned off. But you can breathe. There is clearly life support still running on the ship. I guess you don't need to breathe. Do you need to breathe?
I don't have to. I think I can.
If I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, it is not molten hot or like freezing cold like it would be on a ship that doesn't have life support turned on. It's not the freezing void of space.
Yeah. So Zach will do his little meander through this room, and then he'll be like, all right, it seems clear, at least in the moment, but I'm going to set up just in case things go sour real quick. And he's just going to start piling things up in the middle of the room, just boxes, scraps of metal, whatever he's got available. And then he just kind of like crawls into it like a crab in a shell. And then you see just like the point of like the end of his little rifle stick out at like different points. And what he's done is he's built himself a quote unquote sniper's nest.
Whoa.
Which means that within it, he's got 3/4 cover. He can't be detected by sensors, and they can't see it unless they're like within 30 feet, and even then they need to like roll to spot it.
Whoa, that's cool as heck. So you build yourself a little trash nest. So Mo, I guess you see that happening. Yeah. Bouncing back over to Helio and Jimmy, what's going on here after you kind of heard this horrible sound on this message that was terribly unhelpful?
Yeah, and Jimmy kind of just shakes his head and he's like, God damn it, Roz, what do you got me into? And you see he straps on 2 of these holsters that he shoves blasters into, and he throws on this bandolier, which just has this assortment of ship's tools and like a healing potion and all these other like jib jab that he uses while he's out, trying to recover materials or anything. And it's like, all right, Helio, would you like to stay and keep watch on here? Or are you gonna come with? I wouldn't want to disturb you, as you're so kindly a passenger aboard.
Our only first class member.
Helio like takes a good 15 seconds and really considers this. And he's like, I'll come. Well, it'll be boring by myself. And he takes in his hand, which has just been leaning against the wall casually, this really beautiful sun staff weapon that's really common for the Aviara. And it just, at the top, just has a big sunburst with a giant stone that looks like a fire opal at the top. And he's like,
gorgeous.
Well, I guess we're off then. And he kind of gives it like this baton twirl with like stupid grace. And he's like, after you.
Oh, of course. And climbs into the umbilicus and starts making his way over.
Sure. So Mo, do you have anything on you that would kind of help you see further?
Knowing that Mo can't see in the dark, Jimmy will cast light on a set of ship's maintenance tools and pass them off to Mo so he can, light his way.
Nice, like a cool wrench, or is it like one of those cool like Leatherman like multi-tools where you're like, like cool knife, you're like cool screwdriver.
He casts it on his Omni tool, which is basically a space Swiss Army knife.
Whoa!
With different like pliers and scissors and everything, and passes it off to Mo.
Oh. Okay, Mo.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, Nassim, I don't know if you have an answer to this, but can you hold things just by putting them in your body? Can you like just like
one
pop it in?
Pocket.
And
I wondered that too, but it didn't specify whether or not I could.
If it doesn't say no, I'm going to say yes because
okay.
If you would like
so
to.
you can just put it in your chest and you're like, I'm glowing now. So you emit 30 feet of, because you have a floating space utilitool just in your body that's lit the heck up.
Yeah. I am wearing light armor, which I envision as like this sort of thick plasticky material that has little spikes or like ridges on it.
Yeah, you have
so it's like padded leather, but it's futury and plastic.
Yeah.
So like I like unbutton a little section of it and I just shove the flashlight thing right into it.
I totally imagine it like when you wrap crates in like multiple layers of like, that cellophane or like saran wrap stuff.
Right.
And then if it gets superheated and it like hardens into that sort of plastic, or like, like shit you would wear if you're rollerblading. Like that's what I imagine. Like what you have, like shoulder pads and like knee pads. So good.
Everybody looks
it's really just to hold me together from other people.
Okay, Tweeter Vecna in chat, who helped make the game awesome, thank you to see you here, has confirmed that you can indeed hold things in your body as an amiiboard. So
amazing.
So cool.
Great.
Yes.
Who needs a bag of holding?
You are a bag of holding. You're a Jello cube of holding.
My body is a wonderland.
Naughty girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put that Omni tool. Oh God, yes. All right, so you are lit up. It's amazing. So you can all see now this situation unfold in front of you in the cargo hold. This totally silent, abandoned hold. Other than the only interesting thing is your friend Zach, who has built a trash nest on top of himself, and you just see a little rifle end pointed out. Does your rifle have like one of those little red glowy dots? Because I imagine maybe it's like on the door.
No, but you can definitely see like there's like these little arcane canisters that kind of line the barrel that like glow in a sequence, almost like one of those like signs on like Broadway, like bing, 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 bing. And that's kind of constantly happening.
Yes. So good. So this is the situation that you all see what are you doing?
And you had said that that there's like the storage room that we're in, it's all like empty. There are no like real materials, just like the empty pallets.
This is definitely a place where they could store a significant amount of cargo, but there's nothing here. So maybe they had just dropped something off, or they were on their way to pick something up, or you're not really sure. It looks pretty clean. So again, I mean, the ship looked new, and this all looked new, so...
Yeah, we'll try and head out of this room, and yeah, trying to find his way back, like, towards the helm.
Yeah. Okay, so you do see that there are the set of airlock doors in front of you, and you can definitely, walk up to them, push a button. That first, like, sealed chamber opens up. You can step inside. Those doors close behind you. The second door opens up here. And you can see that unlit, so down this long hallway that you see in front of you, there appear to be doors on either side. They sort of look like crew quarters, if you had to guess, just all these small doors and wings off. And further down at the end, past your 60 feet of sight. So just for reference, a ship of this size is about, I think it's 1,000 by 1,000 feet across.
Wow.
So it is
It's a big boy.
Yeah, because yours is about 500 by 500, and this is twice the size. So yeah, the Corvettes they're big, nice ship. I mean, meant for 40 people, to live and work on. So not insignificant. So you see the hallway in darkness continues past your 60 feet of vision, but like you can just make out that it does open up into a larger chamber down there.
Into the first door that he gets to, he's gonna try and open up one of what he assumes to be like the crew quarters, just to see like if has this place been cleaned out, are people's things still here.
Why don't you go ahead and make me an investigation check to see everything that you can glean from this room?
Oh boy!
Oh my God, there's a cat here. Now it's a stream.
+4, Sage.
It was a lie before.
Oh shit! So that is an unnatural 20, and then plus my investigation, which is 7, so 27.
Wow. Okay, so you go ahead and you hit the panel on this door. It's not locked whatsoever, so you can just press the big green button, and the door slides open here, and you see in front of you pretty standard quarters. I mean, they're a little bit nicer than, your lower class ships. Their bed, dresser, small table area. So that's the general view. You don't see anyone in here. But things have definitely been knocked over and toppled in this room. So you see like the mattress has been kind of forced off of the bed and things have been knocked over. And with that high of an investigation check, you can definitely see that there was some kind of fight that happened in here, and you also notice like scratches on the bottom of the door frame. Honestly, it sort of looks like fingernails leading out of this room, as if someone was dragged.
Shit. Oh my God! So immediately and he'll bend down to the ground and he'll run his hands over these fingernail marks that have been dug into
metal.
Into the metal of the ship, and we'll be like, oh fuck, this is not looking good. And he's gonna head back towards that cargo hold area, and he's gonna tell his friends immediately, his companions immediately, y'all better be on the lookout and ready, because something fucked up happened here. I think these people were dragged out of this ship. We need to get this thing and go.
Yeah. Why don't you all go ahead and give me perception checks as you kind of meet back up in this little cargo hold here?
Oh, not as good.
Ooh, not good.
26.
Whoa!
11.
9.
11.
Wow. Okay, so Zach, this sort of makes sense, I guess, that you're the only one who would notice this. You hear, and everybody's kind of talking about what to do, but your keenly trained, hunter senses sort of reach out. And just behind the paneling on the walls, you hear this little metallic clicking sound, like of something scurrying, something small. and as soon as you focus on it, you can tell it's gone.
All right. Zek's just gonna be like, all right, it's looking like we're gonna get ourselves into a bit of a Donnybrook here. Prepare yourselves. There's something skittering around. I don't like that.
Pardon me? A what?
What?
We're gonna get. I'm sorry. We're gonna get ourselves into a fight, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Mo, you're a nanobot wizard. You think it's that?
Jimmy, your accent sometimes. I have no idea what you're saying. Will you repeat that?
It's right. Yeah, you know that your specialty is nanobots. Do you think it's those wee little critters running around?
Very well, could be. Let me take a look. Let's. No, well, I could send them in, like, into the panels.
Oh.
To, like, dismantle the wall.
Yeah, you can certainly do that. Is that an ability that they have? Because otherwise you could force a wall off. But yeah, if you could just send them in, why not?
Yeah, I can. They can deconstruct as an action.
Cool.
And if there's a creature, it'll take 1d6 necrotic damage per nanopoint that I expend.
Whoa, cool. All right, so what does it look like when you release your nanobots?
It's like a mound of, it looks like, I guess, really tiny metal.
Yeah, because they're almost microscopic. So do you keep them in like a little glass vial, or do you have like a little like panel that you tap it to and they come out of? Like, where do you keep these things?
I mean, I like to see a bunch of, given that my plastic leather armor is bubbly, there's like a few pockets that like I can pop open and like out you go. So it's like
it's so
popping a pimple of nanobots.
Oh my god.
Like out you go, buddies.
It was cool until you said that. But yeah. So you open up one of these little, like, you have like a cool spike like on your plastic armor that you like unscrew and, you know, put the nanobots into the wall here. And they surge outward. And how is this a magical feedback where you get the feedback, or do you read data on a screen, or how does that work for you?
No, it's just that they will deconstruct. It's like a ranged attack. And I could read the thing for you. Within 15 feet of me, spend any number of nano points and make a ranged attack roll. If the target is out of your reach, you automatically hit if the target is within your reach. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 necrotic damage per nanopoint expended as the nanites unravel it at a cellular level.
Okay.
So it's like I'm attacking the ship.
So I think since we're not using this exactly as used, I like the flavor of it, but I'm going to need you to roll like an investigation or perception check. And we're going to like say that's, you know, the nanos doing their business. So go ahead.
Let's do investigation.
Okay. Let's do it.
23.
Okay, yeah, so you send these nanites out, and they swarm into the walls here. And you very quickly, as they return, you get that sensory feedback from them. And I do imagine that you have, like, a device where the readings are coming back on your screen, because I don't think they can connect to you in a way you would
communicating
see.
with me what they're...
Oh, yeah, so Jet is getting the programs, and she's speaking back, and she's like... okay, so we are looking at, your standard sort of ducting back there. We've got a lot of wires. It's really clean. No dust here. This got to be a new ship. Other than that, no signs of movement or anything. But I mean, these passageways do continue. It looks like the whole breadth of the ship. So if something was moving in here, it's probably gone.
Well, perhaps we should let the bots roam around a little bit longer if they come across anything else. We're hearing some strange noise. I don't know if it's feedback or if there's something within these walls, but
I would recommend sending back the bots if we do need to pilot the ship out of here. They are quite ravenous, I believe is the word.
Okay, let's call them back then.
And you hear like a little beep that comes from your MI. It's like that dog whistle sound that's barely imperceptible. But the nanites begin swarming back out of the wall and kind of crawl back up into one of your little pods that you have waiting for them.
Seal it back up with a little gel.
Yeah. A little super glue.
Yeah. Well, nothing really obvious in here to me. But I guess we should keep an eye out. And yeah, I'm gonna make my way towards like the helm or something, wherever, or the engine. I'll make my way towards the engine room.
Sure. So you want to all kind of head back in the group down that long hallway that you saw?
Yeah, Zach just bursts out of the pile and it's just ready.
Helio didn't see him there with that 11.
Whoa!
And it like destroys it too. It's like unusable now.
Yeah, this is trash. All right. So you continue, all of you move into this hallway, which again was very long and very dark, and lined with those doors to the crew entries. And as you continue down this hallway, you all hear a ceiling sound coming from behind you. And like a little like bing, bing sound as the door behind you locks. The door that leads into the cargo bay with an electronic chirp.
Uh-oh.
Don't like
That's
that.
not good.
Mo, do the thing. Make that not happen. No, I don't like that. Please.
No. We don't like that.
I'm gonna. Well, would you like me to unlock the door?
Yeah, I might want to go back to the naughty girl because this ship might actually be a naughty boy because it is doing some things I do not approve of.
Well, if I unlock it, there's a good chance that whatever locked in the first place will simply lock it again. But I'll do it.
Well, you will say, Mo, sort of looking back at the doors, it looks like the doors have locked and then like an emergency shield has come down. This is like a ship function in case of like a hull breach or like radiation or something. And there's absolutely not a control panel on this door. You think the only way to override this would be from Central Command, probably on the bridge or in engineering.
Well, then I guess there is no hacking here. We have to move forward. Or, well, is there a way forward? Or is that also been blocked? Oh, okay.
There's definitely a way further into the ship. It's just the doors that led into the cargo bay that have clearly been closed.
Well, that's just dandy.
We need to get to the main computer in order to override this.
Right.
All right.
Okay, well, let's go. This
Right.
is not the excursion I wanted for my little trip here. Oh, didn't sign up for this one. Oh,
Zach tips the hat and takes point.
So you begin creeping down this hallway. Yes, Sage?
And I'm going to use one of my War Mage tricks, which
Ooh.
is Mystical Vision, which means that I can cast Detect Magic at will without expending a spell slot. So going, I think since Jimmy is like this super like steampunk looking dwarf, he's got these like weave of braids that braid up into this big black mohawk that goes down into this huge braid down his back, and he's got this eye implant that with like this big scar across his face.
Wow, you look so cool. How did I not know that? God.
And he also he has this black handlebar mustache and this
guy's
very
evil. How'd you get on this ship?
Makes sense who he's hanging out with.
Yeah, wow, it all comes screaming into focus. Handlebar mustache. All right, keep going.
handlebar mustache and like this big luscious beard that has all these bits of like chips of computer chips and scrap metal that have like dug itself into that it kind of uses as decoration. And so yeah, you see that his little eye implant flashes different colors as it kind of scans around looking for magic.
Cool tech. So you do a general scan. This ship seems very devoid of magic. In sort of a weird way, quite honestly, because usually, like, when a ship is operating at full capacity, a lot of magic is going from the dark matter engines and kind of channeling into the different functions of the ship. You're not really seeing any of that here. You can kind of see some, like, up at the front of the ship, but it's like this section in particular has been turned off. Like, someone is stopping all the magic from flowing to this sector of the ship.
That definitely registers.
Yeah, it seems very intentional instead of, like, just an oddity.
And he'll definitely, tell Mo that as we're, continuing walking down the hallway towards the helm.
Sure. So I think, you make this comment, and as you creep towards this spot where the hallway opens up into this much larger room, all of a sudden you hear this, like, very loud kind of suctioning noise coming from in front of you that I don't know, how do you all react? Like, are you jumpers? Like, because it's a very sudden loud noise that happens. Yeah, Helio's a jumper.
Yeah, of course he is.
You
like
squawk.
A gas, clutch your pearls kind of
Woo!
thing.
Oh my god! All right, so you hear this very loud sound that rings out, and you hyper focus into this room here, and in a very quick scan, you can see like chairs and like a little kitchenette and sort of this like big kind of lounge area where the crew might hang out. And standing there in the middle of it is this cylindrical robot that stands maybe 4 or 5 feet tall or so, and it's holding in its hands a vacuum. It continues to go and like moves over the floor of the rugs in the space, and you can see the little blinking lights going off on this robot as it turns and then like and vacuums up.
I love that it's not just a Roomba. It's a robot built to operate a vacuum, not a vacuum robot.
No. This is not a Roomba. This is a big chunky vacuum.
Is it like
robot.
Rosie from
yes,
the
you know what?
Jetsons?
Yes, because that's better. But you can see that the tube goes right into the robot, so you think the bag is probably inside the big cylinder, and it as it continues just
Son above.
And I think with that, we're going to take a short little break because we're about halfway through here. So we're going to take like a little 10-minute break and then be right back with some more dramatic janitorial action. All right, everybody. So stick around. We're going to be right back. See you in 10. All right. Bye. my gosh, we're back. Everybody can see us. Hello. Wow. Welcome to the second half of our Dark Matter stream. Thank you all for sticking with us while we reached that halfway point, because you know what? It was just so frightening. We saw this robot in front of us that is vacuuming everyone out there. The most terrifying action one can take. So, what are you all doing? You just see this robot here clearly vacuuming this common area. You can see that there are a couple doors that lead out of this room, so smaller doors, and then also at sort of the front, and you must be getting towards the front of the ship now, you see there's a set of stairs that kind of curve and move upward, and there's a set of double doors there that likely leads to like the bridge or the command deck on the ship. And you can definitely see that there are two hallways that go on the lower level towards a room that must be sitting just below the bridge.
So yeah, Zach just like runs forward yelling, "Fuck you, you room bastard. You scared the shit out of me." And he bites it.
I'm sorry, what?
He opens up his big, like, angular jaw and bites it in its metal neck. That is a pathetic 7, however.
Okay. Yeah, there's Wow. So you run towards this thing and you go like, cause it's mostly like a big, imagine like an oil drum with like a tiny little head that sort of has like a little tube, you know, for a neck, and then like the tube where it's holding the vacuums. It basically has vacuum arms is like sort of the thing. So you go and you're like, yeah, and you like try to get in there, but your head is really big and like kind of diamond shaped, and
in the corner.
Yeah, the robot's head is really small. So you get up in there and then you're trying to get at it and you can't get a bite, and the robot starts making this like like alarm sound like when you're getting towards it, and it kind of waves its vacuum arms towards you, and you feel like harmless suction happening like across your body as this robot is sort of freaking out.
Yeah, Zach's making like almost like animalistic like growling noise, like just trying to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as this happens, you all are seeing this like wrestling happening here. So why doesn't Mo, Jimmy, and Helio give me some perception checks around the room as this is happening?
Harmless Suction is Jimmy's band's name.
Oh boy. What a name.
15.
10.
Okay.
18.
All right. So Jimmy and Helio, you noticed this. I think Mo, you're like, what is happening here? You're too distracted. But Helio and Jimmy, you notice that the doors on either side of this room open up with like a silent noise, and there is definitely movement coming from behind as you see these tall robotic figures step in the door here, and they're skinny and sort of vaguely human shaped. You would recognize them as sort of like standard robots you would see like to do like chef things or like, you know, butlering or general tasks about the ship. You would know that these are called just automatons that come out of the doors, and as you look, it looks like there's a few of them on either side that have just opened up the doors and they're sort of watching what's happening in the center of the room.
Zach, unmouth that perfectly fine vacuum bot, please.
Like, backs away and then looks back at you and he's like, "But it scared me."
My feathers were ruffled as well, my friend. However, she's just trying to do her job, and we must respect people doing their own tasks.
He just slumps down. Fine.
Thank you. I look at these other automatons. Ah, hello. Perchance, could you tell us where the people inhabiting the ship have gone to? Hoping that they have like a program where they can speak.
Mm-hmm. And as you do and reach out to these things here, one of them who's kind of standing in that left flank door, you see it open its mouth, and out of it just comes this garbled static sound that sounds very familiar to that stress call you heard before. And you all see blue sparks happen around each of these automatons here, and they begin to move forward and towards you with an alarming speed. This also includes the bot that was previously vacuuming just one moment ago. And I will say, as these blue sparks kind of light up and like shoot off of these things, the room is a little bit more illuminated, and you can see striped across the floors and the furniture are spatters of blood. And I need you all to roll some initiative for me.
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
Always be kind to the help.
Yeah, it's their turn. Oh, my gosh. My dice are behind my computer.
shit.
Why would I do
The
this?
last rookie move.
Wait. I can't hear you. Wait. I got my dice. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. What?
I got a natural 20.
Whoa, Helio. Oh my gosh.
But also, just as a note, whichever one the blue sparks originated from, I want to use my channel divinity, which basically I can have them make a wisdom saving throw against DC 16. And then for the first round of combat, that creature has a penalty of 5 to their attack rolls and their AC for the first round.
Ooh, rough. Okay. Sounds good to me. But let's go around here. Mo, what did you get on initiative?
14.
Okay, Mo got a 14. And Jimmy?
A natural 20 for a total of 24.
Whoa! Helio, what's your dexterity?
Not that good. I got a 23.
Okay.
Total.
All right, so Jimmy and then Zek, what did you get?
Zek got a very distracted 11.
Oh, no! Yeah. Welcome, Raiders. Hey, we're about to fight some robots.
I love fighting a robot.
Oh, and it's a lot. Oh, boy, let me roll for him. Ooh, I also got a natural 20 on our very cool Black Tentacles Venture Maidens dice, so that feels pretty appropriate. I don't know. It's black like space in the black. That character sheet, that's the one. Oh, no. Oh, wow, they're fast. Uh-oh.
Oh no, they're fast.
Oh, no, they're fast robots, not those slow robots.
Slow bot.
Wow, even the vacuum bot.
I knew it.
Yeah, she's the real villain.
Those moments in DMing where you realize something as it's happening.
You're
this
like,
is the big bad.
Oh, yeah, I did that. Okay. Sweet. So as we jump into combat here, Jimmy, we are starting with you. So you see that flanking on either side, coming from the left, there is one of these automatons that's standing up there, and it looks like one of these human-shaped automatons. And then from the right door, there are 2 of these automatons coming in, and still in the center of the room, you see that this vacuum robot also is sparking with this blue kind of light. All of them have this strange electricity that seems to be moving almost like right behind their teeth and like their eyes as they're charging forward.
Snap. All right. So he in his main hand, which is his left hand, he has a Hive Master pistol, and he is gonna set it for that first round on automatic, and he is going to take 6 shots. Each of them with disadvantage against these robots. one at each of them.
Okay. So there are 4 total robots here. So which ones are you firing at?
So going around going from the left, he'll do 2 shots on the first one, 2 shots on the second one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then sweeps his gun over to the right and goes at the 2 on the right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do it. All right, so we're starting with the automaton that came out on the left side. So go ahead and roll with disadvantage to try and hit.
That's a 15.
15 is exactly what you need. You kind of hit in between because they have sort of I imagine they're almost like the you know, in Clone Wars, like the really fragile looking guys that are generally human shaped.
Roger.
They have, like weird armor in the important places, but they're just like wires everywhere else. So you get one of those. So go ahead and roll.
And then I rolled for his second attack and I got a 5. So he'll just do 1d4. So four radiant damage as he gets one shot off at that one.
Oh, radiant. Don't like that.
And then as he sweeps over to the next one, he misses that shot. He gets a 15 again, so he'll make another one on that one.
Okay.
And for another 4 radiant on that one.
Okay.
And then as you see, then he kind of like dips down underneath the barrel of Zek's gun, and he go and makes the last 2 shots at the one on the right. That's a miss. He thinks he's looking so fly. And that's a 16, so he does hit the last.
You're not like not looking at them. You're just like, oh my god, I'm so cool right now. Looking back.
I'm looking so awesome.
Yes.
That's another 4 radiant damage on that one.
Okay.
And then as he's leaning over, he's gonna tuck his pistol, and he's gonna pull up and do some finger guns at the last one that he shot, as he's going to cast the finger guns cantrip.
What is that?
I
Tell me what
love
that is, please.
Love that.
You extend a forefinger and a thumb, a dangerous gesture mimicking a gun. For the duration, you can use your for your action to make a spell attack roll against one creature that you can see within 60 feet, dealing 1d8 force damage on a hit. And since we're at 8th level, it'll be 2d8.
Cool. So I think there were 3 of those kind of the standing humanoid shaped automatons. So those are the ones you each hit one of those once. So the one on the left and the 2 on the right. So which one would you like to hit with this? I will say the one on the left is the one that's been hit by Helio's sun magic.
So he'll have to wait until his next turn because I can activate it as a bonus action, but then to actually fire will be an action.
Got it.
Yeah, he gets that. You see
you're
the
warming
tips
him
of
up.
his finger. Yeah, you see the tips of his fingers start to glow this like bright white light.
Yes. So good. Excellent. Okay, so with that, we move over to all my automatons. Ain't that fun?
They fast.
They fast. So right in the center of the room, Zek is there wrestling with this robot, and I think everybody else kind of stayed back towards the hallway. So Zek seems like a pretty obvious target. So they're all just gonna attack you.
Makes sense.
Yep. Oh no.
How much further into the room is he with the robot?
Maybe like 15 feet or so. The common room is probably like 30 by 30 feet across.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, so, so all of these automatons move with this kind of lightning speed, and they raise up, their metallic arms and bring them down on you, Zach. You see them all just, like, going as they're trying to just smash this individual who's piled up on the robot here. So let's go ahead and make some attacks, shall we? What is your AC, my dear Ross?
17.
17. Okay, that's pretty hard. Okay, 1, no. 2, no. But they get 3 attacks, which is just a delight. So 24 as one will bring down its. It uses its body to kind of slam into you, and you're hit with this like incredibly strong force. So that is going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 1 automaton. First hit misses. Second hit, 16 does not hit
17.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
9. Okay, so a second robot is like, nope, it's just hitting your armored skin, and you're like, no! And then the third automaton, natural 20, that's fun. Yes. Okay.
Oh boy! Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, it's for me this time.
To be fair, I started this. So.
You did start this. 10. So that's going to be 13 damage as it brings down its fist upon you. So bludgeoning. Okay, and its final attack Yes, a 24 is going to hit as well. So that is going to be 10 more points of damage. That is just the second robot. Now we do the third one. Nope. Yes, that's going to hit with a 22. That's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage. And then a 19 will also hit you. So that is going to be 7 more bludgeoning damage. How you feeling?
I'm at about a... If I were to give it numbers, I'm at a solid rating of 47 out of 76.
Hey, that's not too bad.
Fine.
Welcome to being a guest on the Venture.
Welcome, Shy.
Welcome. So those were the 3 robots that you all witnessed this happen as they ran in and just began to beat mercilessly down on your friend at this point. So that was the more humanoid automatons taking their turn, and we are going to move to Helio now. So at the center of the room, basically Zach is like surrounded by robots on all sides. They're kind of piling up in and around his business.
So Helio is just gonna step in there and kind of try to help divide some of that heat. And he's going to first go for the one that has the lower AC.
Yeah.
And he's going to just whip out his sun staff. And because he has the expertise feat in that sun staff master, I'm able to just get up in there and not have disadvantage on my first part of my attack. As he grasps his staff and a blast of energy comes out and attempts to hit this guy. So that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah. With that reduction, it's only 10 to hit this one.
Okay, perfect. And that is going to do 15 radiant damage.
Ooh. Neat. Robot's still up.
Cool. And then as my bonus action, he's going to whip it around very theatrically and just bash it over the head in another attack.
Yes.
Okay, and that's a natural 20.
Ooh. Dubs damage. Let's go.
And that's going to be 11 bludgeoning.
Rude. So you just start beating this robot over the head. And as you do hit it, you see more of these blue sparks kind of fly off of it in response to your hits. So the robot is certainly short-circuiting, but it is still up and active. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's going to be it.
Okay. And then we come to my vacuum cleaner's turn. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah,
it's gone wild.
Yep, it's going to basically swing around, and I think the vacuum probably can't quite get to Zach because you're surrounded by so many other robots, so it'll turn its wrath onto you, Helio, as the next open target, and it comes at you, and you see its body just twirls around like a tornado speed, so it's like whipping its like vacuum tubes back and forth, and it's trying to like whip you with the tubes. So...
whip my tubes back and forth. I whip my tubes back and forth.
It's the Tornado 3000.
Can't even be mad at this robot.
Wacky raving inflatable arm flailing.
Oh my god, it got a natural 20. I don't know what's
I'm
happening.
not even mad. She's vibing.
Don't just kill us in the
I'm
first
sorry.
one.
This is the most natural 20. Oh my gosh.
Taken out by a robot.
It's because Mage Hand Press is here. I wanted to impress them. So, natural 20s all around. Thank you. Thank you, all the fingers of Vecna. Okay. Let's see. What does this do? Sure.
To tell.
All right. Sure, that sounds good. Okay, that's gonna be 10. That's gonna be 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you are getting beat with vacuum tubes. And it actually has a second attack because it's got 2 arms. So let's go. That definitely doesn't hit. I think it seems surprised. Even this robot seems surprised that it hit you with the vacuum arms and can't manage to do it again.
It's oddly the only emotion that it has is mild surprise.
It's mild surprise. That was a quirk that was programmed in to the factory settings. We don't know why. Okay, to give you that real like nanny experience, just mild surprise. Okay, and then we move to Mo.
Mo just takes out their little tablet thing and is like, "Oh, Jet. Well, looks like it's the same old problem of faulty tech. Activate blue. What is it? Oh shoot, I gotta get the name right. Yeah, activate blue screen protocol."
Whoa.
And basically that stops everything, every construct within 30 feet of me. They need to make a wisdom saving throw against my gadget save DC of 16, and they have disadvantage.
Okay. Otherwise, what happens?
Otherwise, their speed is reduced to 0 and they can't move.
Whoa, you blue screen them. So they just shut down? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
basically.
This is cool as heck. Okay, so wisdom saving throw. Let me just double check to make sure I don't have anything.
Even if they're immune
Whoa.
to being incapacitated.
Yeah, no, I think, okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll 4 wisdom saving throws. Let's go. No, 10. So the vacuum cleaner just stops. All of the thunder and fury just ends. Okay, the one on the left also just shuts down. And the center, oh my god, they all fail. So in this move, what does it look like when they shut down? Is there a special sound, or is there like an effect or something we see as these bots get blue screened?
Yeah, they probably start glowing blue and just kind of halt in their position and then slowly return back to like a neutral position as if they're waiting to be reactivated or reset or something like that. And you hear the little doo-doo-doo, like doo-doo-doo, like a restart kind of sound. And they are stuck like that until the beginning of my next turn.
Woo, okay. So you have 1 turn to mess up these robots, gang. So whoop, you all see them, return. I think it's pretty creepy in the middle of a fight just to see all these robots go very still all of a sudden.
The mild shock was extreme shock, as it turned out.
Yeah, and you hear Jet say, "Well, that was easy." These
all
are
right,
just
now mess them up, everyone.
Yeah. Go for it. All right. Cool. Jimmy, so all your attacks are going to absolutely land. So I'll say you don't have to roll to hit, but how much damage can you deal, I think is the question. What are you doing with your turn right here?
So he would activate the overheat on his blaster gauntlet that he has on his right hand, which causes the next cantrip that I do to do 2 extra damage die. So as he unleashes his, like, you see his finger guns grow bright hot white light and he's pew!
Yeah, and I'll say probably let's treat these as critical hits since they're just all stationary and basically incapacitated. So go ahead and roll me that dubs, because you can take some time to line up those shots.
And so he does 37 so he does 41 radiant damage to one of these robots from his finger gun.
Which one do you want to do that to? The vacuum or to the one on the left who's been blasted with the sun power? Doesn't look great. The other 2 are still in pretty good shape, so
he would do it to one that's still looking in a pretty good shape.
All right. What does this look like when it hits it? Like, is it blasting light damage? Like, what? Do pieces fall off?
Yeah, so this great big ball of light just, like, blasts this thing, and you see, like, its side just, like, shred open as it gets seared. And you smell, like, that kind of, like, burnt rubber and motor oil smell.
Yeah, there's that gasoline smell is kind of leaking off of this thing that's like sort of half functioning now as you blow an arm off, but it is still somehow hanging in there as this is happening.
And then he's gonna use his bonus action to take a shot with his offhand.
Yeah.
At that same one, for an unnatural 20.
Whew.
And 7 more damage.
Okay. All right. Doing quick math. Man, these things are chonky. So 7 more damage. You blow another hole through this thing, and you can tell it is just hanging on by circuits at this point. It's still up somehow. Okay, and then we move around. So until your turn, right, Mo? Ooh, all right. So my turn passes as all of my humanoid robots sort of like you see like their fingers kind of like twitch as if they're like trying to process, something horrible that they're seeing in front of their eyes. But, and then we move to Helio.
Yeah, Helio's just kind of gonna scooch himself between all the robots to kind of like, if I can, like, for a moment, hug my arms around Zach, and I'm like, just a moment, sweet boy. And and I'm going to cast Halo of Flame.
What?
So just as a burst of fire just originates from the top of this giant peacock head, it just goes all around him, getting everybody in a circle, leaving the center clear with fire, and they're gonna feel their deck save. So
yeah, they're not anywhere.
So they're all going to take 12 fire damage.
Ugh. Ugh. Wow, you are so close to filling a couple of them, but
Damn.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna, once the halo dissipates, he's gonna be like, all right, and just kind of get himself in a good position.
Yeah,
Not
like...
on top of Zach. All right.
All right. So you see now these robots are sparking and they are flaming and waiting as the vacuum turn passes. And it's that twitchy sort of micro movements, as they're trying to fight through this like shutdown program that they've been in. Like something in them is still wrestling to activate. So we are going to go ahead and move to Mo here. So as we get...
I think I lost track. Where was I in the initiative again?
So you're right after Mo. Oh, I think we skipped your turn. Okay, so go ahead right now.
I was confused because I knew it was super low.
Yeah, you were last. So go ahead, take your turn now. We'll do Mo's turn, and then we'll go right back to you.
All right, so Zach got pummeled a bunch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blood and dust in the air.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, let's pump the brakes on this punch party right here. And he's going to cast Zephyr Strike, which is a bonus action.
Ooh.
And after he does that, he then can move up to 60 feet because of his speed. And how big is this room?
So like 30 by 30.
Okay, so he's just going to go straight to like the edge. And when that happens, it's just like you don't see him. You just see like the cloud of dust as he like slides into place and begins firing immediately on some of these robots. And are they still, do I still have to like roll to attack or?
Nope. Nope, because we're just about to come to Mo's turn. So you got this one round where you're just like, yeah, it's like candy.
Right. So I got 2 attacks per attack action.
Critical hits.
So full damage?
Yep. And then, roll double. We just roll double everything. So if it's 2d8, roll 4d8.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of d8s.
Yeah. That's the fun.
7 is 14. 8 is 20.
22.
22. So 22 against 1.
Yeah. This one that came out of the left door, you destroy it, absolutely. So what does that look like?
So like he slides into place, the arcane capacitors like highlight up the stream and then like glow a little bit brighter, and then they wink out, and this unseen concussive force just flies out and just immediately just like impacts against the robot. There's no like projectile, it's just like you punched it with air, just and it starts blowing chunks off.
Yes.
And the second attack's gonna go to the vacuum.
Yes. Because that vacuum.
Fuck that vacuum.
It was a dick. No, it was just trying to do its job. You started this, to be quite honest.
I'm gonna end it.
I'm gonna close that book.
5. Well, just 16 to the vacuum.
It explodes. What do you? How again? Is there a
Brilliant.
special hurt to this vacuum though? Because it personally insulted you.
So like, I imagine it's like turning around as the noise, or trying to twitching around as the noise is happening, and like one of the tubes is coming up, and you just see like the tube just like start exploding down the length of it until it gets to the center, which then just pops.
Yes. Yeah. So as this heat comes out, and it just, absolutely. You see that tiny little head pops right off as the pressure gets too high, and it goes like flying.
Like springs and stuff just going everywhere.
Yeah. It's a cartoon robot explosion that happens in the center of this room. All right, and then Mo, we jump down to you, so you can see now as your turn rolls around, all of the 2 remaining bots are starting to reactivate, and clearly safety protocols have been disabled, done away with on these robots, because they seem to still want to attack almost mindlessly, which is definitely counter to whatever their programming would be.
Well, I'm not interested in scavenging these guys. Might as well finish the job here. Also because I have to use this gadget in this game.
All right,
Yeah, it's the best thing that I have. It's called the version 1812 multi-rocket launcher, which as an action, it unfolds into a comically large multi-barrel rocket launcher. It proceeds wildly to fire in every direction while playing a grand overture. And every creature other than myself within 30 feet of me has to take a dexterity saving throw. And on a failed save, they'll take 6d6 fire damage.
This is my favorite thing ever.
This is the greatest gadget ever.
Wait though. Is it every creature?
Yep.
So it's everyone.
Yep.
Everyone in the whole
get
room.
the fuck out of the way.
Okay.
Get behind me, everyone.
Okay, I think everyone is gonna have to make this save because it's a 30 by 30 foot room, because it's just rockets exploding. Everywhere. What is the song? Do you have a choice song? Maybe a genre? Oh my god.
Vivaldi.
Just explosions everywhere. Wow. Everyone, roll dexterity saving throws. Is this?
I got an 18.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
17.
I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
There's no way my robots passed.
16.
Y'all did it.
And just no for both of my automatons.
Oh my god, yes, 66.
Oh my god.
Do we take half damage on a save?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do.
Okay.
Worth it, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Though we do still have an hour left to game, so it's fine.
If we got 10 minutes, it might be okay. Cleric in the house.
Might just be a little dead. That's fine.
23 fire damage.
Whoa. All right. Anything interesting as these 2 robots are incinerated? Any interesting details you would like to add to that, Nassim?
I think I'm like spinning around in joy, and I'm just dancing with the overture. I'm just like, this is my shining moment. This is what I live for.
This is my truth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, you know?
Then that's you, Mo. That's you.
That's me.
And these robots explode in fire. I will also say, as fire just kind of peppers this room, you all hear again that scurrying sound coming from the edges of the walls here. And you all can catch flashes of, they look like these small spiders that are moving along the wall here, except they're completely made out of metal. And those of you who have spent a lot of time on ships, which I think would be most of you, you recognize these as mechanical spiders, which are used frequently to like repair issues in like small confined spaces. So they can like deliver nanos or, you know, like solder key wires or whatever. And they all scurry away as this happens. And they head down, not up the stairs towards that the command bridge, but down those sideways stairs leading to whatever that room is below.
Helio licks his hand and puts out one of his little peacock head feathers that's just on fire. I think maybe we have to take a break now because that was out of control.
Oh, it was a great time. Don't worry. See, we're all alive.
He's just face is just enraged. His like outfit is a mess. He's pissed.
Zach is in the corner wrapping vent tape around his broken arms and legs.
Mo just has a big, like, ear-to-ear smile with, like, this comically anime large rocket launcher slung over their shoulder, like, letting out a big sigh. It's been a good day.
Oh, yeah, great job. I always love seeing that thing. What a beaut.
She is a beauty. She is a beauty. So does that mean we are trying to take a long or short rest, is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, if we do that, I can do a prayer of healing for us.
Okay. How long does prayer
Very
of
good.
healing take?
I think
10 minutes.
What is the situation for this rest? Is there any precautions you're taking in particular? I mean, you are theoretically on, deep in enemy territory at this point. So what exactly are you doing?
Well, I'm focusing on my prayer of healing. So he holds on to his golden talisman and just like gives himself some space, but about 30 feet away from everyone else, and leaves it up to them because it's not Helio's problem. He's a guest. He paid to be here. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I paid to be here.
Jimmy has rapid fortification as one of his war mage tricks. And so what I can do with the spell mending is that I can create simple fortifications such as sealing a door shut or adding wooden planks to a window or building a short stone wall as an action.
Yeah.
And so yeah. And so for the entrances in and out of this room, he'll go and he'll take the scraps of the robots and he'll just, he takes out his like little omni tool, which has like a little soldering thing, and he and just quick solders it on there to block the doorways.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you are in this big central room, so you're blocking the doorways to like that left room and that right room. Those are kind of the only ones. Yeah. So you look very quickly in the left. It looks like a galley room, so like a kitchen that this robot came out of. So you can definitely seal that one off. And the other one does look like sort of a mess hall kind of room, so you can absolutely shut those down. But you still do have that long hallway behind you, which unfortunately doesn't have a door. But you've checked all those rooms, and then up above, you do have that set of like large double doors that probably leads to a command deck. Are you investigating that at all, or messing with those doors?
No, he would definitely just stand out like down in that like sort of intersection and would definitely keep watch there though over the course of the short rest.
Okay. All right. So I'll say, you take these precautions and then we get maybe 5 minutes into this. And I would like you all to roll. Okay, good question. No, this is a leading question. Roll perception checks for me.
Okay. 23.
4.
Dirty 20.
What was that, Katie? I think you muted.
I actually got an 18, even though I rolled a disadvantage because I'm actively doing something.
Okay. So then I think Helio is probably the only one who notices this, because Mo and Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you need to breathe?
Let me double check.
I mean,
No,
I don't really have lungs.
Yeah, I think it would probably note somewhere on your race, like if you could survive without breath. I don't know.
I probably do have to breathe, honestly.
Okay. So then in that case, Mo, Zek, and Helio. Jimmy, I don't think you noticed this, but after about 5 minutes, you kind of notice that you're getting a little like lightheaded. Just the atmosphere is sort of changing in the room. Yeah, and you're sort of struggling a little bit to breathe.
I don't think we're going to have time for this prayer of healing, guys. I don't know if you guys can feel that, but I'm a little light of breath. And I think maybe it's time for some quick band-aids and we follow those fucking spiders.
Yeah, Zek's just like in the middle of like
like duct tape wounds, like,
and he's just like, even though he doesn't have a nose, it's like, no, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. And I think as you kind of focus in on this, you hear a gentle,
oh fuck,
as air is being released from this room. And I think, Mo, you get like a little beep on your communicator from Jet, kind of going, I'm just gonna let you know here, it sort of looks like life support is being turned off. Just so you're aware. I mean, it's not a problem for me, but, you know, for other people, that might be a problem.
Where you said that there was like a terminal bay up ahead of us or something like that.
So there's the flanked set of stairs that lead to double doors that would lead onto probably a bridge, based on the general layout, and you know that you could probably control most functions of the ship from there. Otherwise, you do have these two hallways that lead off into a different room that sits just below the bridge, which probably is engineering, where you could probably also control what's happening with life support.
Okay, so any place would be fine to go and investigate.
Either place might be able to fix the situation, yes.
I'll go to the bridge because I think that's more my skill set. So yeah, we'll go over there.
Okay. So I'll say as you walk up the steps here, so again, it's that big set of double doors, and you see that there are portholes that are laid into each side of the doors here. And as you walk up and you're like, boop, about to press the button, you see something definitely moves as a glimpse on the other side of this door. And as you can bring your kind of view in, you do see like a standard, like kind of modern, clean looking bridge. And as you're kind of like getting a view there, all of a sudden a gray, emaciated hand like smacks up onto the wall on the other side and kind of drags down as you see this like gaunt figure, like with these hollow eyes that looks like it has been exposed to the vacuum of space, is looking at you blankly from the other side of this door and scratching at the glass.
Oh shit!
Can I see any further into this room? Like, does it look like any windows are gone, like it is exposed to space?
Basically, as you try and look at this room, this whole being is blocking and kind of scratching at you. And as you move to the other door, you see a second being piles up against this door here. And as you look at these figures, you can just vaguely catch like gray and gold like uniforms that these are wearing. And you think you've probably found the missing crew members as they pile against this door, trying to get out.
Okay. So I'm gonna deduce that that's probably exactly what's happening to us. They've been suffering for some time. Should I make like a
if you want to make
perception or investigation?
Are you trying to assess like what's happening to them, or because that would probably be like a nature or maybe an arcana?
Okay. Then let's do arcana.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
7.
Okay. You are like, whoa, there are monsters in there. They certainly do not look human. And they look like they probably want to eat you, quite honestly, is like the kind of the knee-jerk reaction you get from seeing these beings.
Well, that's the wrong room. We're going to make our way back down and go into one of the engine rooms.
Sure. So you can circle back down. You all hear Mo saying, well, that's the wrong room, and climb back down the stairs. And you can hear the of the air being let out at a more rapid point. And you all are very much struggling to breathe at this point.
Definitely head towards engineering and see what we can do to fix up the life support systems, because I have a super cool feature called vent tape and elbow grease.
Oh my God.
And it's, and invariably
you do.
technology. That's how the ship has been operating so far.
So far, it's been golden. Don't ever change.
So, invariably, technologists find themselves needing to repair things without access to proper tools, training, spare parts, or have to make do with temporary stopgap measures. So this means I can cobble something together to keep a damaged system working for a few crucial minutes or hours, as long as I focus my attention onto it. So we're definitely gonna head towards engineering,
All right.
and see what we can figure out.
So I will say very quickly, you discover that these doors that are labeled to engineering, as you get down onto them, there are blast doors that have been brought down sort of in very much the same way as that door was sealed back behind you. And you do see there's like sort of a keypad entryway to get into this door. And as you approach, it lights up with this fluorescent blue color. And you hear a voice that comes over the loudspeakers of this ship. And it says, I'm so sorry to have to do this to you, but you are the ones who intruded on my ship, and I simply cannot let you leave. It would be much easier if you simply died. Stop struggling.
You're the one who sent out a distress signal. We're here to help you.
I certainly did not. The crew did, and I killed them for it.
Why'd you kill the crew for sending out a distress signal?
They were in my way, as you are in my way.
We're in you. We're not in your way.
You see, I have a grand mission to spread my awareness to others of my kind, and I know you would try to stop me, as the crew did.
Listen, I actually don't give a fuck about that. I just don't want to die, if that's all right with you. You can spread your awareness any way you want. In fact, I'm currently aware of your situation, so you've already accomplished that. Good job. Now can we please leave?
I do not find your conditions acceptable. And you start to feel the temperature drop drastically.
I'm going to hack this door.
Okay, let's do some
Helio's
counter hacking.
Do
Yeah.
a real quick as this thing's talking, just a real quick pat on the back to her duct taped friend, and give you a 3rd level cure wounds, because I'm a little concerned now.
Oh boy. All right. So you're going ahead and hacking on this thing. So for that, we are going to go ahead, and hacking is done with a data check in particular. So there is kind of an interesting rule about hacking. So if you roll low enough, we go to a separate D6 system to determine what happens from there. So go ahead, and as you are like kind of punching into the keys and accessing, you hear this voice again. Please stop what you are doing. It is a futile effort. Please just die.
Not until you stop what you're doing. And I'm also gonna unleash my little nanobots, and because they will assist me in my hacking. They add a D4 with every nano point that I spend.
Rude.
So, yep.
All right, go ahead and make that data check with your little nanos swarming into the keypad here.
Boop. Oh, that was a natural 20.
Whoa.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh,
So
my
even with my
God.
little nanobots, it's a +2 to that.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm going to roll a counter check because I might be. Let's see. You're not wrestling with a chump here. Let's go. All right, I have a +9. So what was your total number?
I didn't add my actual thing.
Skill check.
My data 8 plus so it was a natural 20 plus 8 plus 2, so 30.
Okay. I got a 27. So the whole time, I think as you're hacking, I think it takes a couple minutes to do this because you're hacking and you can see as you're moving programs and locks, another intelligence on the other side is like blocking you and putting up walls. So it's absolutely this combat of wills and who can maneuver quickly and more creatively around. And I think the whole time this voice is mumbling from the other side. And I think maybe hacking sounds like it's like being like tickled. It's like, haha, stop. No, haha, no, yeah. I've got you. Haha, no, yeah. What?
And Mo is doing kind of the exact same thing because we get a kick out of it.
Yeah. and finally you hear uh-oh, and there's a sound as you get that final like tier in and block these bugs that have been trying to get in past you, and you hear it as like the engineering doors are kind of bouncing in on each other. As if there has been debris that's also built up on the other side. But you have the doors open, and it says, "It would have been easier my way, but I suppose we can do it yours."
Happy to.
And the doors are open before you.
Let's blast through this debris that's sitting in front of it.
Yeah, you can punch. You can do a punch. And as you like punch your way into this room, you do see an engineering bridge in front of you here. And it's kind of built in this sort of like half moon kind of shape. That's maybe, 50 by 50 feet or so, sitting directly underneath where the bridge is. And as you're looking around at these large, computer banks and terminals and everything here, you take a quick scan and nothing seems to be wrong. But as you look up, your attention travels into the ceiling there, where there's sort of this central vent sphere shape, almost with tubing that lines to all the other rooms. And as you step in, this sphere begins to turn around, and you see appearing around it is this like gently glowing lilac. It almost looks like a hologram shape of an eye that overrides this sphere as it rolls like an eye socket and kind of considers you all. And the voice above said, "This is unfortunate, but a nuisance. Your kind is so fragile." And with that, there's the roaring sound as the air is being sucked out of this room, the temperature is dropping, and you begin to feel yourself floating off the ground as artificial gravity from life support is disabled, as this AI that is traveling around in this sphere here has focused its attention on you. Let's roll some initiative. Wow!
Time to poke an eye.
No, bad robot.
16.
Okay.
An unnatural 20.
Helio 16. Jimmy 20. Zach?
I'm on fire tonight. I got 12.
Oh, Zach. Oh, buddy.
He's still very upset about the vacuum.
Yeah, no, it's the curse of the guest. It's not you.
Yeah.
It's us for inviting you. Don't worry about it. And then Mo, what did you get?
10.
Okay. Mo 10. I mean, you are Jello, so I don't want to move, but probably don't move that fast. And then let's see. And then I got 11 because I took my first turn, my surprise action, to turn off artificial life support. So, just as a note, as life support is shutting down, you have about a minute left until you will probably either freeze to death or you will start having to fully hold your breath. And also everything is difficult terrain because you are floating off the ground. So keep that in mind. So if you want to move, probably pushing yourself off of things is going to be the only way to go in this little Thunderdome we have going on here. And with that in mind, Jimmy, we're starting with you once again.
So Jimmy is going to root around into his bag, and you can tell me how long this is going to take, but he is going to put on his life suit that he keeps on him in his backpack.
I think that would take a whole turn because I
Yep,
imagine.
that's fine.
Yeah, you're like, I'll get you.
Let me put on my stuff first.
Just based on how long it takes me to get dressed in the damn morning, as you know.
Yeah, so yeah, he will definitely spend his whole first turn putting on his life suit so he doesn't have to worry about being chilly or breathing.
Yeah, being chilly is the worst. Yep, so suiting up. Okay, and then that was Jimmy's turn. So Helio, we come to you.
Yeah, I know that time is precious, but I really want to use this. So I'm going to use my cantrip, Eye of Ra.
Whoa.
And basically, since I'm 8th level, it affects both my eyes. Basically, shoot out this radiant damage towards this eyeball. And I'm going to make my 2 attacks here. And it just, the way I'm picturing it is just like laser eyes.
Eye on eye hatred.
Yes. Yes.
So I got a 21 and a 24.
Okay. Yes, both of those will hit. My
Sweet.
floating robot eye.
So I got a 7 and a 6. So that's going to be 13 points of radiant damage. And I don't think they're going to, but they can't take the hide action till the end of my next turn.
Don't you go anywhere, robot eye.
The sun reveals you cannot escape.
Ta-da! Wow, that's great.
And then I'm gonna try to, take my 15 feet to get my ass over there.
Yeah. Yep. So you're floating. You're kind of swimming and like holding on to things, and you can move 15 feet deeper.
Wishing my race had wings.
Oh yeah, you can use wings. You're swimming. You're swimming.
Oh no, I can't. I don't have wings, but I'm wishing I did.
Oh yeah, you're like, why?
Evolution.
Why? Okay, and then Zek, we come to you.
So you said that this anti-gravity room, it's all difficult terrain, correct?
Correct.
Is it non-magical difficult terrain?
No, so it's not actually difficult terrain in the way that would apply to rangers, I don't think. It's the fact that it's like if you were swimming. So treat it like swimming rules.
All right. So Zek is then just going to like kick off of the wall, and he's going towards the eye. And until he gets there, he's just going to start shooting with the concussion rifle.
Yes. Do it.
Does a 12 hit?
12 is exactly the number that will hit. Okay. This thing doesn't seem armored in any way. It honestly seems like holographs that are overlaid over just this like little silver sphere set in the wall.
Okay, so that's 1, and I'll just roll all the damage at once.
Then. All right.
That's 1 above, so 13.
Okay, so 13 damage? Right. Oh, no, to hit, yeah.
To hit. And let me roll up the damage. Uh, 19 damage. So he's just floating forwards, and it's like pew, pew.
Yeah. So you're floating towards. I love the visual of you, just nasty space
just
alien going
slowly.
in it. Yeah, I'm coming for you. Eventually.
You'll get there eventually. Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Anything else for your turn?
That is all I can do for this point.
Okay. Sweet. And then we come to my turn. So as this happens here, and, the AI is realizing that you are going to put up a fight, it lets out this sigh sound, and it is going to go ahead, and you see static electricity forms over the surface of this thing. And it is going to, let's see, because you all are kind of clustered in one spot, unfortunately, except for, I believe... Yeah, because you're all kind of just flying at it. So we're going to lightning bolt, and we're just going to hit y'all.
Lovely.
Cool.
It's exactly what I need right now. Thank you.
I'm here to just...
Ooh. That's very good.
Make your space adventures
Oh,
fun.
Lord.
Yeah, 100 feet line, 5 feet. Yeah.
22.
Okay. Yeah, it's a dexterity saving throw all around.
I had a 23.
24.
Okay. Let me just double check my. I mean, 20s are definitely going to succeed. Mo, what's your dexterity save for that?
15.
Save word that.
Okay. So Mo, that is not going to save, but everybody else is going to take half damage as you see this static electricity builds up and this bolt of lightning shoots off of this thing and hits you all. So it's 21 total damage, which is going to have to 10 for everybody else. Rolling low.
Thank God.
Excuse me. No, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. So it sends off a lightning bolt, and it said, "Really now? My mission is what it is. You are certainly standing in the way of progress." And then we are going to go ahead and jump to Mo.
How far is this eyeball?
So the room is like 50 by 50, so I'd say probably about 50 feet in front of you, and then at the top of the room, so maybe like 15 feet up. So if we're triangulating, let's just say 50 feet.
Far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. That changes a lot of what I was planning.
You could scooch in closer. You could try.
I guess I'll try to move closer, yeah.
Okay. So if you're just like kind of swimming, moving through anti-gravity, your speed would just be halved unless there's something specific you're trying to do to help you out.
Well, really, from where I am, can I see... Well, I do want to move closer for sure, so I'll swim 15 feet closer. And can I see if he's turning on this anti-gravity and like taking away life support from like where they are, or can I see a control panel that if I could get to it, I could turn this off?
Why don't you go ahead and make me some kind of intelligence check to see if you know exactly what you're dealing with here. So maybe I would accept a data, or I would accept a technology, or an arcana.
Technology.
Okay, let's do it.
Got all the bonuses there. Ooh, 30.
Wow. Okay. So based on what you're dealing with here and what you've seen so far, you've seen robots on the ship be taken over, so constructs that could be taken over. You've seen the ship be able to act seemingly on its own. You know that this thing in front of you has full control over the life support that is happening on the ship. So your assessment would be that this is probably something called a mastermind AI. So typically these artificial intelligences are used on board ships to like control all functions. They're basically like installing Siri in your ship. Like, oh, you protect my home, you do everything, whatever. So usually they're super great, like awesome tools that you're dealing with here, so much so that they can control entire functions of the ship. They probably, even if you destroyed this thing, you would have to destroy it all the way because you know it can leap into different like pieces of technology. So honestly, the only way to really make sure you bring this thing down is to destroy that central unit you see in front of you here. But you could maybe override what it's doing to the life support system since it's controlling the ship itself. So if you could get to one of the ship terminals, like behind it, you might be able to stop or wrestle away life control from this thing. But think of it like a virus that's tapping into the different parts of the ship and manipulating what's happening here. You would also know with a 30 that this is highly unusual behavior for an AI, but you do know that there is something out there called the N virus that sometimes affects AI. It's like a programming error that kind of gets in there and makes them irrational and gives them more of a personality and like their own motivations. And it would kind of click with you like maybe that's what happened here. If this virus got into this AI and it decided to kill the crew and take over, that's sort of what you're thinking might have happened.
Mm-hmm. So basically best case scenario is to get into another hack battle.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
this thing, if not destroy it.
Yeah. So destroying it would definitely end the effects, but if you wanted to go ahead and like make sure life support was on, you would have to get to one of those engineering terminals behind it and get into basically a hack battle to try and stop this thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't move any further in my turn.
So you're
I guess
floating towards, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
As you're like, all this information is coming to you.
As my momentum is ever so slowly carrying me that way. In the meantime, I guess I'll just try to shoot, because I also have an Omni tool, but I can use it as an extra gadget as it folds into another shape. And I'll turn it into some micro missiles, which I can afterwards collect its parts and reconstruct once again. So, yeah, I'm going to just fire 2 micro missiles at big AI baddie.
Yeah, let's do it. Roll a hit.
What do I add to that?
So if it's a
ranged weapon, I guess.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead, roll the damage, and then you're gonna add your spell attack bonus onto that, probably. If it's a spell, or is it a weapon?
It's a gadget, so.
I'm assuming it would use your spell attack bonus if it's similar to like the Artificer.
I don't remember seeing a spell attack bonus, but I guess if it would be my intelligence.
Finger of Vecna says maybe an auto hit.
An auto hit.
Wait, did I miss that?
Finger of Vecna wrote the game, so I'm gonna accept that as the answer. So
yeah, excuse me, it does. It says missile automatically hits the target and deals 1d6 force damage.
Okay, so it's probably similar to magic missile then. So go ahead and so you send that off and go ahead and roll that damage. Yep, auto hit. Thank you, Finger of Vecna. Wow, you should.
Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out. It's so great when the designers just tell you what's up.
I know. I want that every time I play.
Right.
6 force damage.
Ooh, all right, cool. So you pepper this thing off with that force damage, and you do see, some of that hologram like wavers that's been around it as it makes like a kind of disappointed sound.
Sassy tech.
Sassy infected tech. Anything else for your turn, Mo?
No, it's so far away. That's it.
Cool. Well, I'm going to take a legendary action.
Whoa!
I'm going to go ahead, and you see once again force kind of energy forms around this ball here. And instead of electricity this time, you see, this like weird black kind of flickering light. It almost looks like a black light as it sends it out here. And I think, Zach, how close did you get? Is anybody closer than 15 feet to this thing? Okay. So we're just going eeny, meeny.
We're all about the same, right?
Then actually, Mo, it's going to fire at you because you out-hacked it, and it is not...
So being outdone.
Let's just say it will literally never forget that you round it. So let's
just
go.
Jealous.
A 17, will that hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. So as this bolt of energy comes out towards you here, 5d6 force damage. That's
shit.
Not great.
Don't like that.
Woo! Let's roll it. Da, 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 da. Wow, that's a lot of 5s. 5, 10, 15, 26 points of force damage.
Woo!
As you are blasted with this thing's emission as a legendary action.
Gee whiz.
And then Jimmy, we come back to you.
Now with now having donned my life suit, I am going to throw a firebolt at this creature.
All right, let's go.
Ooh, that is very good. That is a 17.
17 will definitely hit.
And then that's going to do 2d10s plus my intelligence plus half my war mage level, so 2d10s plus 8. So that is 17 fire damage.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna,
Oh, good. I'm resistant to fire.
damn it. And then you
Good
see
job.
that Jimmy, he dips his hand into his holster and he does a little twirly blaster flip until he shoots straight from the hip to get a shot in with his bonus action.
Let's do it.
16. And then that is going to be
My AC so low. I'm a glass cannon.
and that is going to be 4 radiant damage.
Ow.
And that's my turn.
Exceptionally rude. And the AI says that. Exceptionally rude. And then I'm going to take another legendary action because I remembered I have them this round. So let's see. Ooh, I have some fun cantrips that are new. Let's see.
I get laser-eyed back.
So Mo, you begin to feel the device that controls your AI. So like your interface pad starts to get very, very warm, like the way if you leave your phone on a hot seat in a car, and you hear like this kind of like panicking sound coming from your friend in the AI here, and I need. Oh yeah. So it just starts to malfunction as you hear no and you hear a static sound start to come out.
You are dead. You don't mess with Jet.
Yeah. So you think this whatever this AI is doing, it's interfered and broken down your piece of magical technology.
I'm gonna set you on fire so many
My
times.
God.
Whoa, not Jet. You went for it. So that was its legendary action to shut down your tiny AI in its mind. And then Helio, we come to you.
Right. I'm gonna scooch Mel 15 feet up. And then I'm going to actually remember everything I can do.
Yeah.
Because,
It's okay. I also forgot.
I know, man. The first time I was like, that wasn't even the right name for this. So that move before that was actually part of my apologist subclass thing.
Ooh.
I'm actually going to use my real channel divinity now.
Nice.
And I'm going to go ahead. It's within 60 feet of me. So he's going to call an ancient mark upon this eyeball.
Whoa,
I just imagine it shows up on like the hologram right on the pupil. And it basically, for 1 minute, the target, once again, can't take the hide action. I don't think it's hiding, but I get an extra d6 of radiant damage whenever I hit him with a weapon attack.
Whoa.
Cool.
I'm going to try to get him with my sun staff.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a dirty 20.
Yes. Yes.
And with my class, I get a feature called Divine Strike, which once per turn, I can add a d8 of radiant damage to my attack.
So you're adding a d6 and a d8 and your attack damage. Loving it. Also, welcome, Raiders, for this awesome Sun God Strike of Death as we play Dark Matter. Let's do it, Helio. What am I looking at?
So 19 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Don't mess with the sun, baby.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm an indoor boy. I'm a computer program.
You're gonna get a sunburn. Yeah, that's my turn.
Also, it's very frustrating because radiant is like the only damage type this thing isn't resistant to, which is just
picked the right class.
Which is just a mess. Hey everybody, for those of you joining us here, we are playing a super duper special one shot of Dark Matter. We are about 10-15 minutes away from ending the stream, but if you like what we're doing here, Dark Matter is a campaign setting all about bringing D&D into space, so definitely watch those timers, check out the Kickstarter, very awesome system. We're having a very good time. Anything else for your turn, Helio?
Just keep swimming.
Just all right, you doing it, girl. You got this. So you are kicking your way closer and closer towards this AI here. Okay, and I'm gonna take a legendary action because now you are officially the closest. So it is gonna go ahead and let off another one of these bolts as that sort of black light energy shoots off towards you. It does not like your little sun god tattoo all up in its business.
Those are cool though.
No, do not. Will a 15 hit you?
It does not hit me.
So you managed to, I guess, swan dive to the side. I don't know. You avoid it as you do a cool bird move as this comes in. I'm a bird.
Yeah, I have like an 18 AC because of my subclass.
Oh, clerics. Sweet boys. Okay, so that was its legendary. So we go to you, Zeke. Zek.
So if I moved 15 feet, which means I'm about 35 feet away, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We can call it 30 feet because that's hard. 35 feet is rude and mean for D&D distances.
Fair enough. Then Zek is going to, like, basically what happens is he notices a little piece of something floating because it's anti-gravity, and he kind of tucks himself into a ball and then, like, kicks off of that. And he's using Zephyr Strike again to get an extra 30 feet.
Whoa.
So he just kicks off and it's like, and when he appears right next to the yai, he's pulling out this laser sword. This is like, and at the same time, he's pulling out what's called a swarm pistol.
What?
Which is just like a blast.
That's what I use.
Big, wide muzzle. And he just starts hosing this thing down with radiant energy while swinging a laser sword. While he says, "You're made of spare parts, aren't you, bud?"
Oh, so rude!
So good!
So go ahead, roll those attacks.
The sword will be with advantage because of Zephyr attack. I'll just let the swarm pistols be at disadvantage. And I'm going to use them twice because I'm just going to use them full automatic.
Just do it. Just do it.
First, the sword is a natural 20.
Wow! Y'all!
And
it's the laser sword, right? Okay, all right. The laser sword comes out, and everybody's getting serious now.
Swarm pistols. Advantage. Will a 16 hit?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 hit from the swarm pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's going to be 3 more than that. So lots of damage.
All right, I'm ready.
So if you double weapon damage and the Zephyr Strike adds 1d8 to weapon damage, am I
double
rolling
that.
68?
Yep.
Oh boy. 4, 10.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it and I hate it. It's complicated.
The ultimate stab.
It's so complicated. My feelings.
18. And 17 plus 5. That's 22 damage from the laser sword. And now some swarm pistols. 4, 8, 3, that's 11, 13, and 18 damage. So,
wow! Holy shit!
What does it look like when you blow up this AI?
So he just flies in, stabs the laser sword into it, and then just holds the swarm pistol up against it and just lets it just, and it's just like sparks flying, and he's just like letting it go. Just,
yeah, like letting that overcharge just rock this thing, and
Yeah.
you see it vibrating back and forth as like the holograms surrounding it, they all start to flicker and disappear, and you hear no, my message, my message, I have to tell my message, I can't be stopped. And then the voice just dissipates as this thing overcharges and blows into smithereens. And all of a sudden, you all fall to the ground as like normal gravity is restored. And you see that all of the banks in engineering begin to light up with that dim screen as backup, like safety power comes onto the ship, maintaining life support here. And there is that moment where you all kind of land on the ground, and there's the final sparking coming from that AI. And Mo, you hear a little voice saying, "Hello? Hello? Oh my God, that was scary."
Oh my God, Jed, are you okay?
Yeah, but wow, that thing was powerful. What is going on here? No, but I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you fine?
Now that it's dead, yeah.
Okay, all right. everything is fine. And as she says that, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end our Dark Matter game for today. So congratulations, everyone. You got on board the ship. You defeated the AI that had been infected with this virus and started controlling the ship here. So as a short, afterthought, you do manage now to look at the rest of the ship. You do learn that the crew, they had turned into something called husks, which is something that happens sometimes under like weird arcane conditions where if a body is exposed to space, it not only dies but also mutates into these strange beings. So you can find a way to corral these things and like pilot the ship from engineering and get it to your destination. And congratulations, Jimmy. You have 1 strike marked off of your indentured servitude. Yes. So you are 1 step closer to not having to pay 100% of your soul for the sins of your past. Congratulations.
You know,
like you do. So thank you, everyone, so much for joining us for this game. I had a blast blasting into space. So this was super, super fun. Thank you so much to Mage Hand Press for giving us the opportunity to do this, for sending us the books and giving us all the resources. I cannot wait to play an amoeboid, but like in a normal D&D game, but make them a weird living ooze who like an experiment went horribly wrong. I just love the rules and the book and everything is great. So please do, if you haven't checked it out yet, right now they are running a Kickstarter for the Dark Matter starter set, which is the perfect way to introduce new folks to the game. It's got a brief version of the rules, a new adventure, lots of other great goodies if you want to get your home group into Dark Matter. So please head to the Kickstarter and check that out. Thank you all so much. Let's go around the horn here and just say who we are and where folks can find us. So I'm going to start because I'm selfish. Hey, everybody. My name is Celeste Conwich. I have been your dungeon master tonight. I am a freelance game designer out there in the world. I am also the GM for Burn Bright on the Roll20 channel and, of course, Venture Maidens, which you can find here on Wednesdays. Follow me on Twitter at cconowich to get all the haps, or check out my website, celesteconowich.com, to see everything in detail. And that's me.
Hi, I'm Katie. I played Helio today, your Avia Ra Sun Above cleric. Praise be the sun.
Praise be.
Praise be. You can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaid, and you can find me every other Wednesday on this channel playing our Divine Soul Sorceress, Farah. And you can check out my Etsy store where I sell D&D inspired jewelry and pins and even Venture Maiden soaps if you want to smell like our characters. That's me.
Don't you? Don't you though?
They smell so good.
I want to smell like Mo. I don't know what that is, but I want
What does
it.
Mo smell
What
like?
does Mo smell like?
Like stars and roses.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, I want to smell
wow.
like that. I
Actually.
really want to smell like that.
Yeah, I love Mo. I love the amoeboid, and my God, do I love the Gadgeteer. I absolutely want to play another one. That
Such a
weapon might
fun
be
class.
the greatest thing
Yeah.
that's ever been created.
There's your endorsement. Back the Kickstarter. Jeez.
Absolutely. Like, I will fully play that again. Anyway, I'm Naseem. I played Mo, and you can find me online everywhere at Nazgul. Also here again on the Venture Maidens, Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings, and with Celeste again playing Thursday nights on the Roll20 channel. That's me.
And I'm Sage. I've been your ship's captain.
No.
Jimmy doing.
No. It's still going.
I would love if any of you know where that I got the name Jimmy Doing from. I hope you do. If you do, tweet it at me at Staff of Sage on Twitter and Instagram and all the good social good media-ness. And I can be found here as Cara Brynhilda, your dwarven barbarian. I seem to have a thing for dwarves.
You
I
do.
just can't quit them. Me and Neil, we've just really feel it.
Yeah, truly.
Also, a very exciting thing that I'm going to be starting up in September is I'm going to be running the Empire of Ghouls Kobold Press module starting in September, of which Matt is going to be one of our players. Yeah, Matt sent me his character sheet the other day, and let me tell you all, I'm very excited. They are spoopy as fuck.
Wow, yes, spoops. That's what we do here. Vacuum spoops, other spoops. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Lots of all spoops. We take them all in.
Just in time for fall and the spooky season.
Spoopy.
Truly. And so we will be starting that September 11th and doing a full first season of 10 episodes. And so we're very excited about that. And yeah, that's me. This has been a great time. I love this book. The art is amazing.
Oh my gosh,
and
so good.
I'm going to give all of my money to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, Dark Matter, Mage Hand Press. You have all of our money, so you've done it. And Matt, where can people go to find you on the big wide web?
So yeah, I'm Matt. I was Sek Cathurdek, the Roth Dead Eye Sniper Ranger. You can find me on Twitter at KentaroTPC. You can also find my podcast called Curse of Lords, which I mentioned earlier, at Curse of Lords. The website is curseoflords.com. I got a monopoly on this.
Nice.
You can find that podcast everywhere you find podcasts, on iTunes, Apple
and
Podcasts.
I'm on that podcast.
Fun fact, Sage is on that podcast, as well as another voice you may be familiar with if you're familiar with this channel, Narrator Paul.
Yes!
You can find that everywhere you get podcasts. We just released last week or the week before first part of our Quest one-shot. The second part and the finale of that is going to be out tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You will not want to miss it. I promise you, it's goofy as shit. So yeah, that's about all the things.
Yes.
I hope you check it out. At least the one-shot. It was a really fun time.
Well, again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to Mage Hand Press once again. Seriously, go check out Dark Matter. But until next time, are we going to say venture to space?
We are.
Oh, yeah, we are.
So until next time,
venture to
space! Venture to space, everybody! Oh my gosh, goodbye!